Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
Family Feud. That guy works hard, man. He's got a lot of jobs.
Steve Harvey. Oh, yeah, he does.
Remember he's at the UFC in Abu Dhabi?
Mm-hmm.
He probably must have been doing a gig or something.
Had to be.
You saw him out there?
Well, I mean, on TV.
Oh. That dude had the tightest hairline of anybody, and then he just shaved it off.
Yeah.
Did he lose it, or did he just shave it off?
No, come on.
Oh, yeah, it was a perfect head of hair.
Bro. Do you think that hairline was real?
What, it happened overnight?
Yeah, pretty much.
It did?
I'm saying, I wonder if that hairline was real. He was like, he was just holding on. He probably had hair, and he was filling it in to make that hairline, and then eventually he's like, dude, I just got to be done. Fuck it.
You think?
Gave it up.
Well, dude, there's no way he's got that hair, and he's rocking a baldy, bro.
Yeah,
no way.
It makes sense, but...
No?
You got alopecia?
Alopecia?
Gets to a point where you just gotta say,
I'm close, bro. I'm close.
I think you got a good head for
I'm close.
And no one can see the top of it, really.
Close. Yeah, you ain't seen the top of it.
Well, I think
here we go. Here we go. Drum roll.
I'm saying I know how I'd see the top.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got the back baldy spot right there going. I got that thing started pretty good. Yeah. I don't have like
that's the solar panel.
I don't have yeah. I don't have thick hair anyway. Meaning like my actual hair follicle.
It's very
not
thin.
Thick. It's like pin straight thin, and it's always been that way.
So
I could never have like long flowing locks of hair. Anyway,
that's probably how you were before you came to Jersey. You were long and thin.
Yeah,
like your hair. Your hair.
Yeah, this is pretty identical to that. Actually, Pat, we've talked about it.
What'd you wear when you got here?
Overalls.
No, what'd you weigh? Not what'd you wear.
Oh. Like two bills, like 200.
But so you're always big, bro.
200 pounds at 6'4" is not huge, bro. But I was like you know how some people just carry weight well? I did not carry weight well.
What does that mean? Like
your proportions. Like if you're narrow at the waist and wide at the shoulders, you could be a 200-pound guy at 6'4" and look big. I never had that structural build.
You weren't like a V.
No, I didn't have the V.
I'm not a V, bro.
No, you're a block.
Piston, bro. I'm a piston.
Piston.
That's what I call it. You know that's what they say though, right?
What's that?
Like you know they say athletes that have a lot of muscle usually burn more oxygen, right? Mm-hmm. That could be partly true, right? And then also people that are Vs, that are like built like a V, right? Air is hard to push down because it's the bigger space here. It's pushing down to a little space. But when you're a cylinder, like a square, you really don't come like a V. The air goes like a piston. It moves so much better.
Is this your school of thought, or
this is what I've heard. This is what I've heard from other people,
like an actual study,
from someone that probably looked at a study. You know what I mean? I didn't look at no study, but I'll tell you what. I'm built like a piston. I got a motor. Marky, you got a motor. Chris Lagore, yeah. You're a
V or a piston?
You're not really a V. No, no V. Nah. You kind of, bro. Your hips don't go in. You have big hips.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
He's been looking at you with your shirt off.
Lagore's got a motor. Yeah. He ain't no V.
I ain't no
Steve
V.
Rivera.
I ain't no V. I got no motor.
He got a motor. Sebastian got a motor. No, they're not really V guys. You know what I mean?
Really? Sebastian? He's pretty...
Not like a V. Nah, because, I mean, hips from wrestling so much hard.
Give me an example of an athlete that's a V. Marlon. Good point. Yeah, Marlon Edson. Is, yeah.
Edson a little bit.
Yeah, Edson, but more Marlon. Marlon's got those big broad shoulders.
Super thin waist.
Yep.
It could be.
And he struggled with his gas tank at times for sure, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think gas tank is also just a
mental. I think it's more. It bothers me though because Mark will be like, "Oh, it's just natural. It's natural. You're just in good shape. You look at you, Corey, Chris." I'm like, "Yeah, the hardest fucking guys at work. We work harder than everyone. Yeah, that's why constantly hitting it and pushing yourself and expanding those lungs gets you in better shape." But I think I could just push it mentally more than
Corey's a good example of why it's mental, because you have always been an athlete. Corey did start, I guess, at a young age, but he didn't have what was his wrestling record? He was horrible. He was a fat kid.
Yeah.
Now look at him. Dude's a monster. Like, I'm not saying genetic monster. I'm saying a beast in the as far as cardio, as far as work ethic. Dude's a savage. Yeah.
He is, man.
Yeah.
He really is. Yeah. Honestly, he's
a lot
impressive.
of it is work ethic.
I'm cornering him, actually.
I just got fitted for suits with him a couple weeks ago. We were over at Dante's, and he was like, "I'm 10 minutes late for practice. This guy better get here." He's like, he just wanted to get to practice.
Yeah, he's a workhorse.
Yep.
Who's you got next?
Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful.
He's a V.
He's a V. He's built like who's that basketball player?
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. Yeah, he's a V.
Yeah,
He's built like Dwight Howard. Yup.
Yeah. I definitely think work ethic though plays a huge part. Is the main part.
Yeah.
And body type obviously follows.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm sure it's a little natural, but is it natural that you just go stand more mentally? Is that natural, or is that repetition? Is that just like talking to yourself? You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know.
I would want to be a V. I've never been an athlete. I played sports, but never was any sort of standout athlete. But just in life in general, if you could have a genetic build, you want to be a V, just to attract girls. Girls love Vs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't like cylinders.
well, they did.
They like pistons.
Now,
I don't know, bro. They like piston in the bed, baby, don't they? Listen.
Yeah, but they're not judging. They wanna be with a dude that's arm candy. Every chick's like that, especially today. Agree or disagree? You haven't been in the dating pool in a while, neither of you. But would you agree generally? That
Well, doesn't guys want girls that are arm candy?
I love plastic girls. It's my favorite kind.
Not even a plastic girl, just attractive, like
Well, that's kind of plastic.
No, that's not true.
I think the V's outdated. V's like a Ken.
You
right?
think so?
Yeah, like beach kind of V body type, right? That was like
There's a lot of CrossFitters. Ain't no fucking CrossFit. Ain't no V's in CrossFit.
I used to say
dad bods are in.
Yeah. They call it chicks. Some chicks love dad bods, bro.
Hey, they might be in, Roger. Look how fucking good you're doing, buddy.
Killing it.
I used to always say no one's scared of abs. Fucking no one's scared of abs.
Oh, again.
Like abs don't make you tough. You know
I don't
what I mean?
know.
Like abs don't make you tough.
I think
bro.
they do a little bit.
You do? Really?
Because to get those abs, you
I
have
can
to
beat
do
the fuck out of a lot of dudes with abs. I know that.
For sure. Absolutely. I'm not saying that. But listen, if you have abs, you got to give some credit to someone that has abs, right? They say, like, I seen a meme or something. If you're 30 and you have abs, that's like a big flex, right? Because it's hard to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like in order to do that, you have to be working out. You have to have discipline. You have to have sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not everybody, because some people just naturally have fucking.
If you see somebody with shitty genetics that has abs, that's the hardest worker in the room. There are people,
you know, but you don't know.
There are people that are genetically gifted and don't have to work that hard on it. I know some.
I agree.
Definitely.
I mean, I got abs. I don't work that hard.
No, you're the hardest worker around, and I'm not picking on the guy because he does work hard, but I think Jesse would have abs no matter what he did. Don't you think?
I don't know, but he can't. He fucking eats perfect. He works out all the time. This guy suns his ass all. I mean, jeez.
He would never be fat. Maybe that's a better way to say it. I don't think the guy would ever be fat.
Well, it's just choice. I think at that point, right?
Yeah, that's why he's, I guess, not a great example, but
no, he isn't, Roger. So I was down in Virginia Beach for wrestling.
Yeah.
And
more of these in the fridge?
Yeah.
And
oh, thank you, sir.
So we're wrestling this team, and Steve is in our corner. Steve was bouncing around. Like, Steve had 7 teams there.
Damn.
Right, like 7 teams, you know, like but
girls and
like he
high
had a
school,
couple. He had a girls team, he had 2 high school teams, 2 middle school teams, and 2 elementary teams. So like 6-7 teams, and so he's bouncing around, you know, trying to get to everyone. Like I'm only coaching my kids team, which is the middle school team. So I'm only in the morning sessions. These are all fucking day, you know. Mm-hmm. So we're in the corner, and Steve's with us, and you know we're riding this ref. The referees just stink everywhere. Like, they're everywhere. So you just gotta take it as it comes. But you still have to insert yourself in situations, because if you don't, like, they will just run away with whatever they want to do, and it's like, yo, you gotta like hold them accountable a little bit, so they
in the butt early.
Yeah, so they don't like so they can slow down on the bad calls. Or maybe, but sometimes when it could backfire, because then they're like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna screw him as much as we can. So I'm riding him a little bit. Steve's riding. It's bad when too many people are riding him, and these other coaches ain't saying shit. But first couple matches, we're winning. We're like dominating. So, of course, I'm riding a little bit. This one kid's pinned. It might have been our kid, like pinned,
Flat.
right? Flat as shit. And this guy's just not calling it. I'm like, dude, it's almost to the point where, like, I feel bad for whether it's their kid or my kid. Like, dude, just put it's embarrassing. Put my kid out of his misery. He's fucking pinned. You know what I mean? Like, and literally, he's right here. He's in our corner. And I'm talking to Steve. I'm like, are we looking at the same thing as this guy's looking at? And the guy's like, has to be 2 seconds. Like, no, it doesn't, dude. 1,000, 2 1,000. Like, dude, no, it doesn't. Never been that way.
Especially when you're flat and you're not going in.
So whatever, no big deal. Then another match, like one, a tight match. The kid is on bottom. He's on bottom. He's on his feet. He's walking out. Like, the kid's like kind of running him out. He's walking out, but he's trying. Now it's college out of bounds. So you could have a toe in, and your whole body could be out, but you're still in. So he goes, almost walks all the way to the out of the bounds, puts his pivot foot in, and kind of turns and faces. The ref goes out of bounds and goes, fleeing the mat. 1 point. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So Steve's like, he brings him over to the head table, because that's what you have to do.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah, and then the guy's like this, and the guy's like, no, blah blah blah. So Steve's like, arguing. I forget the point, and Steve's like, Steve put his arms up. I was like, okay, and the guy's like, that's it, get out of here. You're out of here. Steve's like,
they can do that, just like
yeah.
I don't know.
Steve's like, I'm out of here? He's like, yeah, I'm out of here. And then the other coach comes over and he's like, come on, guys, let's calm down. Let's just go. Let's just keep moving on. It's about the kids. So I'm being a wise ass. I'm like, what are you, 2 buddies? I go, what are you, 2 buddies? He's like, no, I'm just being a human. And I'm like, bro, what?
I'm just being a human.
Well, I said, hey, I'm glad you're being a human. I'm just being a coach, pal. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm going to stick up for my guy. You know what I mean? He's like, I know, but it's about the kids. I just want to keep it moving. I go, yeah, I'm sure you do. When you get the call, you want to keep moving, but I'm going to stick up for my guys. This is how we do it. Yeah. So Steve leaves, right? Then I'm coaching. And all of a sudden,
is Steve allowed to come back in the
listen. So Steve, this is that day. Steve leaves. He comes. Next thing, boom! I turn around. I see Steve. I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, this guy's gonna start yelling at Steve. Steve's like, hey, come here. He's like, come here. He's like, I am staying. He goes, look up there. It was the tournament director. The tournament director's like, he's good. He's like, see, I am staying. He's like, I got 6 teams. I've been here for how many years? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm staying. The ref's like, fuck. It was great, bro. It was great, yeah.
But yeah, highly respected, Steve.
Oh, has to be.
You're sticking up for your guy.
And I guess it happened again too the next day when I wasn't there, and Steve got the tournament director to kick the referee off the mat.
Really?
He said, "Yo, this guy's ridiculous. You gotta give us a different route." Yeah.
So there's no like golden rule there. It's kind of up to the tournament director. In baseball, the ump can kick any player out, any coach out, and they have to go, right? Wouldn't they be escorted off by the police?
Yeah.
But
I think this guy, like in wrestling, like they can say you got to get out of the building. I've seen them say you need to leave the premises. But a lot of times they're like, you can't stand by the mat. You go sit in the stands. Mm-hmm. They'll do that too.
If that ref got
like, you're not allowed to coach no more.
Right.
But sometimes they will say they need to leave the building.
You ever been booted?
No. One time I got booted from a wrestling tournament while I was wrestling. One time.
How's that happen?
Well, I was it was my freshman year in college. Cordoba is wrestling this kid first. Kid's ranking on his shoulder, and the Cordoba ends up getting hurt. Gets hurt the shoulder. So I'm going with this kid. I'm in like the next round. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pick down. I probably won't pick down. So of course I took him down. I'm like, fuck, I'm going down. Right. So I go down. This dude puts boots in. Right, starts wrenching my fucking shoulder. So I'm like this. My coach is like, go over. He's like, dude, don't get hurt. Go over. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, over. So this dude, I'm fighting this dude's wham. He hits me like a fucking elbow from the back. Trying to like jam my head. So I turn around and I whack 2 fucking elbows. The ref's like, 1 point. I'm like, bro, he's gonna fucking elbow you. I'm gonna fucking elbow you. He's like, another point. I'm like, fuck you. He's like, you're out of here.
Really?
And that was it. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So you got 3 strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my coach loved it. Loved it.
But if that ref got pulled from that tournament, it had to be other coaches kind of complaining.
Oh no, in the other match, both the other was like, dude, this guy. He's like, bro, this guy's horrible.
That's the right decision.
I mean, that's usually how it is. Honestly, like that other coach saying, "Oh, you're a dickhead. You probably never coached before." Because every other coach, we're looking at bad calls, or we're looking at each other's corner, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I got that call." You know what I mean? Because that's how it is.
Yeah.
Are you more animated coaching your son than you are other kids?
Probably. I try not to. But you know what it is? It's not that I'm animated. I'm probably yell the same. Because you have to yell because the kid can hear you. You got to repeat yourself so the kid can hear you.
And you're a pretty unbiased person, but that's your kid.
Yeah. No, but my kid. And I don't know if anybody else would notice it, but he notices the tension in my voice for sure.
Of course.
Much more tension in that situation than with someone else.
Right.
I mean, even like there's like because it's like more. It's just personal, I guess, you know.
Yeah. Well, he knows you, the little idiosyncrasies and stuff that So.
Yeah, but you got to ride these little bastards.
But I feel like as a parent, also just a fan, you have to kind of relax a little bit on the. With the not coaching, but
no, you got to call me. I'm his coach. That's what sucks because I'm not just his parent. I'm his coach, and I'm not like I try, like I said, for the most part, I coach him the same way I coach anyway. You know what I mean? That's why I hate when he says, "Oh, I'm trying." It's like, dude, I never say you're not trying. Like that's what my kids more so than other of my students or whatever, kids that I coach. They think like when I'm yelling at them, when I'm yelling instruction, it's like I'm yelling that they're doing something wrong. I'm like, no, I'm telling you what to do. I'm trying to help you out here. I'm giving you options. I'm not saying you're doing wrong.
But you're not a crazy wrestling parent.
No. There's a lot of them out there.
It's amazing.
But I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what, Paul. Some crazy wrestling parents produce some very good wrestlers. They really do. Now, I don't know if these people end up being mass murderers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have no relationship with their parents afterwards. But
you think a lot of that is the parent trying to live vicariously, like they maybe chased a career, fell short, or
I think that is that too, and I just think just people want, like what you want for everybody wants the best for their kid.
Yeah.
You know, they want everybody to think like, dude, whenever you get a kid, like whenever anybody gets a newborn, then they talk to you about it. They go, oh my god, he stands up, and he's so strong. His kid's so strong. Like, everybody thinks their kid's amazing, and that's awesome. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
You know, so of course you're.
I feel like I see it because my kid's in cheer, but like cheer moms or those my kid doesn't do this and will never do this, but those pageant moms, they're all like these crazy obese moms that are just screaming at their kid to and doll up their kids and make them look like little Barbies and stuff. You know, it's like, what, are you trying to make your kid what you wanted to be? Because you're not that. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And those that's a whole different.
That's a different world.
That's
man.
crazy. It's creepy as fuck.
I don't get that.
Documentaries on shit like that.
Who was that? John Benet Ramsey, right?
Yeah,
she was one, and then that's still unsolved. I mean, I know they, the parents.
Didn't they say they think she's somebody?
Yeah, they do that with everybody.
Who would they say?
I forget, but yeah, they literally do that with everybody.
Who?
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry, yes. Yeah, that's it.
That's why I went all crazy.
They go nuts.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's still unresolved. I mean, I know the parents were suspects, and then they saw somebody open the window and took her out through the window, and still unresolved,
I think it was the parents, right?
They were suspects for sure, but they passed. I think they passed all the lie detectors, whatever.
Lie detectors are bullshit, though.
Oh yeah,
And
it's just about how calm you can.
That's why they're not
They didn't think it was
admissible
the
in
mom,
court,
did they?
right?
The brother.
Is it the brother? Yeah. Listen, they don't solve crimes anymore. They only solve crimes that they want, like Epstein Island. Not one person,
bro,
has been brought to justice. Not one
is that true?
person.
Again, it's stupid memes and shit. The Island Boys.
No,
Boy.
that is not true. That is not true.
Do you see the picture of him
I
with two
saw
little
that.
kids?
I
It's
saw
not
that
true.
get debunked.
Dude,
yeah,
it looks like
it got
them, too.
Yeah, no, they even talked about it. They're like, that's not
really?
us. Yeah, they're like, that's not us. yeah.
That would be fucking crazy, dude. That'd be like the simulation's broken.
It's just a spin on Island Boys.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
they're just trying. No, it's no, that's 100% not true. But there is a conspiracy theory for everything. But facts remain, right? Not one person that paid to be on that island to be a kid toucher has been.
I just
has been
seen
brought
something
to
else.
justice.
That,
How insane is that?
They just released his like
Disgusting.
calendar book.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
They
yeah.
just released his like appointment book, and I guess he had appointments with like Chris Rock.
Yeah. All those people were named.
I remember all like most Richard Branson.
But how much is it true? Like, did the logs really get released? Did the names get released?
And two,
who
like,
was on it?
Yeah.
Listen, if
Like,
they
truly
wanted,
on it.
if they wanted,
But do you
to
think
figure that not that they
Listen,
wanted, they
listen.
did figure. They know who was there. They
okay,
know who
okay,
did
but I'm
what.
saying
They don't
this.
want it released.
But do you think everybody there was a child? Like
Probably not.
No,
Probably
because think
not.
about it. Like, think about you in this. You were in some crazy circles at one point,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're in some crazy circle. You get invited to a party that DJ Easy Dick got invited to. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going.
That's why I'm saying probably
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
but I
yeah.
think a lot of them were.
Yeah,
A
true.
lot of them.
And the reason why it disappeared is because the people that were on that list are very powerful people.
Correct.
Yeah.
Money.
And stuff like
Money.
that just doesn't go away like it did.
It doesn't matter,
just
bro.
disappeared.
Nothing matters anymore. We've been saying this forever.
Yeah, I'm more on your page now.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
And okay,
I was like, my side's right. No, it's not.
like, dude, they're all on the same team, and it ain't our team.
Agree.
That's what it is.
We're talking about politics here, right? Republicans, Democrats, and
I think
they're all in fucking cahoots. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Tear it down. Start over.
these institutions are getting crazy too with the finances and
Bro,
everything.
how about New York? In New York, you see this? In New York now, it's a hate crime if you fat shame somebody.
How can it be? That's freedom of speech.
Bro, that's what they're
It's a
saying.
local ordinance.
Yeah, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. Something
Maybe
in New
they
York.
could do like a
New York,
local
you cannot-
ordinance, but
you cannot.
you could beat that in federal court. That's gonna go to federal court and get beat.
I would
Yeah,
think
you
so
still
too.
gotta
Of
go
course,
to court.
it's only a matter of
You still
time.
got to go through the process. You still got to pay money. You still got to pay
Of course,
fines and all
of
this
course,
bullshit.
of course. Just like the Second Amendment stuff that we're going through now, where the New York Gun and Rod Club just had that big win. You
we'd
know,
be screwed if our show was in New York then.
you can't go on the airwaves up there. Yeah. Because you fat shame me.
I mean, among other things.
Listen, little guy, I'll skinny shame you.
Skinny shame me, short shame you. You short shame me.
It can't. That just can't be true because it's gonna. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be true. It can be true.
Listen, Roger.
I'm saying it's gonna end up in federal court, right?
Yeah,
you would agree with that?
Yes.
Wasn't there something in California they tried to do too, and it got shut down? Oh, they wanted you to have to use proper pronouns, right? Wasn't that California?
Oh, I don't know.
I believe that they wanted to pass some legislation that you had to use proper pronouns, and I don't think it ever got passed because obviously we have a First Amendment, right?
Should people wear name tags of their pronouns?
No.
I don't know who
What?
you are.
What do you mean?
I'm saying if the people that are pushing for the pronouns, they want their pronouns to be used. By looking at you, I don't know what you want to identify as.
And it could change tomorrow.
So-
You're gonna have a
No,
new
that's
name
my
tag
thing.
every
Though.
day.
Like my thing. If you're a
tag?
dude and you're really trying hard to look like a girl, I'll probably call you a girl. You know what I mean?
If you're respectful to me, I'll call you whatever you want. If you're a dick or you demand it, fuck you.
But like I'm saying, you have to identify it. Do you say, hey, before nice to meet you, I just want to let you know I identify as a him, her, she?
Yeah, if someone introduced themselves like that, which is weird, it's totally fucking weird as hell.
Very weird.
But if they were respectful, I'm going to be respectful. If you demand it and say I must, or if I accidentally, but in my mind, respectfully address you incorrectly and you lose your goddamn mind, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Not trying. There has to be, in my opinion, there has to be intent, right?
Oh,
you have to
absolutely.
intend to, and I see it all the time. It's all over. You know, like someone will come in and be like, "Hello, ma'am," and I can't believe it. My
Sir, call me sir,
my
one
day
more
was
time.
ruined. You know what I mean? Like that person didn't intentionally do that. Shut the fuck up.
100%.
You know?
all right, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Man,
See it all the time.
man, call me
All
sir.
the time. You see that one with the old man? He was on. I think he had like an antique store, and the transgender person came in and lost their mind on him. He was part of the documentary by Matt Walsh, What Is a Woman? They interviewed the old guy on there.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't trying to be an asshole. You know what I mean? But
Was this the guy sweeping the floor in the video? I think he like.
it's something. It was they were in his shop. There was some, and they had a debate, and he was even respectful in the debate and just said, "No, you're." I mean, I'm sure they're not going to say he was respectful, but he's like, "No, I call you what I think you are. I'm not." You know.
Listen, older guy, right?
Yeah, the
his
old
way-
man.
the
Yeah,
old man.
Yep. but he wasn't intentionally trying to be a fucking scumbag.
I don't think
you know what
anybody. I don't think a lot
I don't
of
think
people
most
aren't.
of us
Most
are.
people aren't.
Right.
You know.
Some people are.
It would be some people, sure, but like if not you, because you do it every day, but if a random person wanted to address me, if it was a dude, I'd probably fight him. But if it was a chick, let's say in a grocery store, this has happened, and like, you're a piece of shit motherfucker. I don't like to be called a piece of shit motherfucker, but it's your right to call me that. I'm not going to sit there
So wait,
and cause
it's
a
happened?
scene.
You've been in the grocery store and been called a piece of shit motherfucker?
I got flipped off by some chick, some girl Friday night. Some girl fucking put her finger in my face.
Where were you at?
I was at Headliner hosting the gig, and I think this
Headliners in where?
young lady
In where?
thought maybe
Memorial
something would
Day weekend,
happen,
Friday at Headliner.
and nothing happened.
What town's Headliner in Belmar?
Neptune.
Neptune.
Yeah, it was. I had a crazy weekend, bro.
Was it busy?
It was busy for a Friday. It was busy. Fridays aren't typically like a packed.
I heard
night
everyone's
for
in
a Friday.
Belmar.
Huh?
I heard everyone's in Belmar.
I was in Belmar. I went to
Seaside,
DJ's. I went to DJ's, which is a legendary club. If anybody knows anything about Jersey, it's
Sundays, DJs.
Sundays. They say it by 9 a.m. Sunday, the line would be fucking 3 blocks away. But I went there on Friday, which wasn't going to be, like a crazy busy stay. And I went there early before I had to be at the gig. Me and Max, who are in our 40s, right? Bro, you want to talk about
Late
feeling?
40s.
You want to you want to talk about feeling like an old man? Holy shit! We were there for maybe a half hour, maybe 45 minutes. We were in there.
It gets a little older as it gets like.
Holy shit! Well, Christine, but we were asking.
Yeah,
we were going to go say hi to Christine. She wasn't working, I guess. Even though the bartenders were all like, "Yeah, she's working." We went to every bar in there, and she wasn't working. But
Shout out to DJs though.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Christine, I used to work with her at Hemingway's. You know Christine. She's
Christine Cook.
Yeah, Christine Cook. She's
awesome.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
But I always pop in, because she's worked there forever. I always just pop in, say hello. I go maybe once a year. And Max and I went out. We both just looked at each other like, bro, let's get out of here. You just felt like an old man. I mean, look, I like to look, but like you're not talking to any of those chicks or bringing them home. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, that's kind of creepy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't let anybody
But then
know.
I go to the gig.
Anybody know.
Then I go. I wasn't trying to, but then I go to the gig Friday night, and I did it with Tobias, and Tobias
Wait, what did you do with Tobias?
had the gig on Friday.
Tobias ate.
Yeah.
At
Eats.
that guy gets around. He's anyway, did the gig with him, and he had a whole entourage there. I don't even know who these people were or these girls, but in that entourage was a bunch of like young 20-something girls, and I was just bullshitting one of them, trying to. It's hard to have a conversation. If you guys haven't been single in forever, but if you try to have a conversation with like a 22-year-old or 23-year-old, like it's peculiar to say the least. So I find myself trying to be her dad basically and give her dad advice because she's moving to Florida. I'm like, oh, like what's your plan? I don't have a plan. I'm like, you can't fucking move to Florida without a fucking plan. You got to have a plan, So anyway, long story short, we were bullshitting. And I think maybe in her head, like there was some vibes or whatever. And then towards the end of the night, I was just making my rounds, talking to other people, and I was talking to a friend that was there that happened to be a girl later that night, and she walked by and was like, and I was like,
What'd you do?
I did nothing. I literally did nothing.
She broke her heart, bro.
Yeah, apparently.
Dad broke her heart.
Apparently, yeah, the old man.
The old man.
She
You know why she doesn't need anything?
her
She had
dad
daddy issues.
her dad might have left when she was young or passed away.
Thought I was going to replace it.
She wanted to get that.
The fucked up part is that's true. She told me that.
It's fucked up, dude.
Yep.
Damn.
Wow.
So yeah, I
Way to
call
go,
it, bro.
Frank.
I call. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
What am I doing tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow? Can you predict my future?
No, I'm not predicting the future. I can read a situation.
Yeah.
She wanted some of that musk. Do you have musk cologne? Do you have musk cologne? She knows you got that old ass
Polo Sport.
That old
Polo
ass
Sport.
old man cologne.
Classic. Aqua di Gio.
Aqua di Gio, baby.
Fire.
Remember that?
That was Gio. Yeah, that was the shit.
That was the best.
Cool water cologne too.
Root.
Cool water got a little too much cool water though. You blew the whole party away.
Cool water.
I don't do cologne anymore.
No, me neither.
You
You don't do cologne? I do. What's the one I do?
Honestly, only when like if I feel like I stink like weed.
B.O. A weed?
I'll do a just walk through it. That's the trick, though.
Creed is a good one. Creed. There's a different version of it, like the band, but not. It's not the band. It's not the band's.
Not the band's.
It's not the band's clone.
Is it the movies?
But it's spelled like the band.
Great band.
Is it the movie?
It's the best clone ever. It's a panty dropper. It's a panty dropper.
Classic.
Creed, you got to get it.
It sounds more like a boxer dropper.
This guy, if he didn't have gay, this show would be over if you took gay humor away from him. We'd just be done. He would have nothing to add ever.
If you guys were in New York,
yeah, exactly.
It's a wrap.
Exactly.
Oh, dude.
You're quick with it.
So what's new, man? I heard through Frankie, obviously, you rent out your house for movie shoots.
Yes.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
Tell me about that. How does that work?
So I'm out mowing the lawn one day, and a guy comes up. He's like, "Hey, you mind if I take some pictures of your house? I'm with the studio and everything." And I was like, "Of course," And I love movies, big movie buff. And comes in, takes a couple pictures. It was for the show The Equalizer with Queen Latifah. So he's like, "Hey, we'll
Equalizer?
The Equalizer." Yeah, it's like one of those CBS
TV show.
TV show.
Okay, all right.
I've heard of it. I don't watch it, but I've heard of the show. Yeah.
So it's been on for a couple of years now, so I guess it's doing pretty good. But they picked a couple of houses in the area. They didn't pick mine, and I guess the pictures went into a database, and then all of a sudden I'm getting phone calls. Hey, you mind if we come and check out the property? We saw a couple pictures, and then it kind of just turned into its own thing.
That's cool.
They 2 movies now. And one TV show, which Michael Keaton, Barry.
I know Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
But it was filmed.
They just came to the house the other day.
Oh, they're filming.
They want to film it. They're scouting, and then he told me that they're going to do like 2 days, like every 3 months.
Now, what do they put you up in like an Airbnb?
Put me up in an Airbnb or wherever.
Anything they do to the house or change it or alter it?
Sign contracts, anything they want to do. They paint the house. If you want to turn it back, they'll do that. They clean it up.
That's cool.
So they'll literally paint the house different color and then paint it the color it was.
So did they make any changes? Or you were like, I kind of like that. Leave it.
Yeah, they painted the one hallway going up to the 3rd floor. It was all white.
3rd floor, motherfucker. What are you kind of?
This is a historic home.
What kind of salary you making over there?
This is a historic
3rd floor. I barely got.
What do you call it?
I barely got 1 floor.
Historic, right?
Victorian.
I got 6-foot ceilings on my 1st floor, and I only got 1.
No, you got a beautiful house too. You are.
It's just a ranch, but
yeah, it's an old house. It was built in 1890. It's an old Victorian.
Oh, that's the attraction to film there. Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
So it has a lot of history, and a lot of open space too.
Yep.
So they come in. I don't.
Grab me another one, buddy.
Yeah, fire away. But
is there a history of the house that you know of? Like, has it got any good stories? Anybody die there?
So I'm the first owner to own it outside of the family.
Okay.
And the original builder and owner was this guy John Deere.
The fucking lawnmower guy.
No. The Deere family. So they own the Jersey Journal. They were the creators and founders of the Jersey Journal, the paper.
Well, that's a really good idea.
That's a good idea.
Fucking dad jokes.
Yeah. And then
I do dad jokes and gay jokes, so that's pretty much you, Raj.
Let the man tell the story.
No, just
pipe down over there.
It's just now they put it into a historical area, and now it's a hot spot for movies because they got the tax breaks for the arts.
Oh, gotcha.
So a lot of movies and
so that's why they were checking your neighbor, and that's why they filmed.
Everyone's
okay.
Wow, you should open an MMA school, mixed martial arts.
Arts could be. I got the house in the back there.
If you were a single man, that'd be a good pickup line. They use my house for movies. You want to come be part of a movie set? I'll make you part of a movie, baby.
What movie? What movie? Can we tell people?
What
did you say? What movie
you said
was
the
that?
TV show, but what's the movie?
It was a scary movie. It.
No.
It. He's an it.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That's what you look like, the clown.
That would be amazing.
Smile.
The movie's called Smile.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I thought
so that scene. Well, I mean, it's been out for a while, so obviously I can talk about it. But you go to that scene where she goes into the doctor's house.
Yeah,
it's like she meets with the wife downstairs, knocks on the door.
That's your house.
And when she leaves, that whole scene, that whole setup is
no shit. So probably for like less than a 30-second clip in the movie, they use your house.
It was about a little over a minute, probably. Like
really?
3 scenes, and then Yeah, they were there for a week.
That's cool, man.
4 days.
You don't have to
filming.
say the number, but the payday's worth it.
Payday's worth
That's
it.
awesome.
But it's also your house is subject to whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I did another one with it's called Day in the Fight. That's coming out soon.
Cool.
It's the cast, and the guy from Boardwalk Empire that had the mask on his face, the sniper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I forget his name, but he's the director and writer of the show, and he hired and cast Michael Pitt, who was also in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah. He was good.
Yeah, he's got a couple other people in there, so that's going to be pretty cool. It's
That's awesome, man.
So that's not out yet.
That's not out yet.
But they're using your house.
They're using my house. Yeah.
Speaking of movies, because I've never write anything. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Again.
I never write anything down. Don't we have a premiere coming up on Long Beach Island soon for?
Yes, it's not the premiere. It's
Not the premiere. It's like
the Lighthouse Festival.
film festival.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Lighthouse Film Festival.
Is it going to be? Is that the first and only one you're going to do for film?
They said for this
In the
movie,
US.
it'd be the only one here.
In the U.S., but then there's one in Italy they're doing.
That's going to be dope.
Yeah.
Red carpet.
I have no idea.
No
That'd be
clue.
nice.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, your own little, thing.
Yeah.
This is kind of it, right?
Like a red throw rug.
It's a towel.
Moroccan carpet.
It's salmon. It's a salmon towel. They just
Salmon.
It's a good color. Salmon.
That's what we used to say about the Hemingway shirts. They would always say I'd say no, they're not. They're salmon.
Salmon.
Yeah, they're salmon.
Bro, Hemingway's, okay.
Good food. Great place.
Mm-hmm.
This guy loves it. Loves it.
Great espresso martini for my buddy Rocco.
This guy don't drink coffee, but he drinks espresso martinis. That's the
Never-
same. You drink coffee, bro.
Never had
Right?
a cup of coffee in my life.
Well, yes, you have. You're fucking. How many martinis have you had in your life?
I never had a cup of
How many?
coffee.
You're not gonna win this argument, Mark. You know.
How many
You might as well
espresso-
just-
I already
You're
won.
never gonna
How
win
many,
it.
how
You're
many
never gonna win
espresso
it.
martinis have you had?
How many?
Yeah.
In
In your life.
Oof. I, honestly, because you're gonna say, all right, say if I said 100, he's gonna be like, well, you've had 100 coffees in your life,
No, you have 100 espressos,
espressos.
maybe
But,
more.
but with vodka, it's a
It's a
drink.
different animal.
It's a different animal. Yes. Is it considered a coffee
Coffee beverage.
beverage? But I never just had a cup of coffee.
Oh,
Ever.
That's dumb.
No, it's not. To you, it is. This guy will wait in a Starbucks line,
No,
like many do.
no, I'm not
The
crazy.
people that do this, I don't know why you do it. You wait 15, 20 minutes for a cup of coffee.
If I
at
have
Starbucks.
time, I will.
I won't do it.
Not if I don't have
I won't
time.
do it.
But who has 20 minutes
No, I
to
can
wait?
make my own coffee.
I
make my own
I like
coffee.
Wawa coffee. I
He
drink
does,
one cup a
bro.
day.
It's like a-
This guy will go sit in Starbucks line for 20
What?
minutes. I'm not
Dude,
doing it.
now listen. I get Starbucks maybe twice a week. I make my own coffee every morning.
I don't know
Renee
much
makes
about it because
No.
I don't do it. But
I
the
mean,
city
sometimes
living
she does,
coffee,
but I
the
make
coffee
it.
shops and everything else, those are the city living.
What, coffee shop?
They're all over the place.
What about you?
Yeah, Hoboken, Jersey
But
City.
you don't drink
area.
coffee, so
I don't. I'm just saying. I heard to the people.
Bring a
that talk
bottle of
about it.
vodka with you and you'll be
It's
all
all
right.
good.
It's
Pour a little
coffee's
vodka
now
in it, vanilla.
become like beer. Like there's a million types of beer. It used to be, you go to what was it? What was the coffee? Always the blue can, Maxwell's.
Folgers?
5 o'clock
Talking to the
coffee.
wrong guy.
Folgers.
Right? Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy. But there was only a few. Now there's like a million different types of coffee. Not different types, I should say. Different like manufacturers.
Some of these
coffee.
guys in the firehouse, they import their own coffee from like fucking.
Yeah,
They're all these different countries.
it's crazy. There's money in it. That's why. Anything there's money in, it's just gonna get.
Wow, there's protein in
But
this
they
beer.
drink it because it's better. It's I guess you get different highs off of it.
From what, beer?
I never got
Off
high
coffee?
off it.
Coffee. Well, not
No,
high.
what
in
do
the
you mean,
sense-
no?
Like yes,
You know, No, you don't.
Okay, what happens then? You get a nicotine.
No, you know what I found
It
out?
just wakes me up. I don't know
But
what.
you
it
know
is.
what? It's supposedly, but I found out again on the internet. They say coffee actually doesn't give you energy. It just blocks the receptor that tells you you're tired.
Box or something. Tells you tired, right?
Who said this? Who said this? Frank?
The interwebs. The interwebs.
The interwebs.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
It's
No,
the
that's what I hear.
opposite-
That's
it's
what
the
I've heard. I've
opposite
heard.
of a peptide. A peptide opens up receptors, right?
Yeah.
I just started my first peptide today.
Did you?
I just started trizepatide and what is it? Munjern?
Moreland.
Munjern? Munjern.
Is that like? Isn't that?
It's a-
Isn't
it's
that?
a
Isn't that like
fat loss
Isn't that
thing.
like Thor's hammer?
Manger.
Right.
Kind of. Yeah. Manger.
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but anyway, I just started. Now I got to do 16 weeks of it.
Yeah.
So it's 25 units every, or 2.5 mgs every once a week, and I think after like 4 weeks you go up to 50, and then through 16 weeks. So, but they say it just blocks your appetite. That's essentially what it does. Takes your appetite.
How long does
So
it
I'm-
take to kick in?
according to Jen, who's already started, she's like a month in. We were supposed to do it together, but she's like a month in. She said like the first couple days she noticed a significant appetite depletion. So
That's no fun. That don't sound fun.
I know, but I feel like I could eat through.
I get it.
I'm curious because like when I'm, the only thing that kills my appetite ever is stress, and I'm a stressor, so a lot of times. But if I'm stressed or like anxiety filled or whatever, I have no appetite at all, nothing. I could go days without eating and not be hungry, right? But on normal, when I'm just chill, I'm good or whatever, bro, I can eat from 6 a.m. till midnight, no problem. Eat all day long, right? So this will be a real test, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like I can overpower it.
So what time did you get the shot?
3:45.
3:45. And what have you eaten since 3:45?
2 beers, and what did I eat? Did I eat dinner? Oh, an Eat Clean Bro chicken parm.
That's it.
That's it.
Are you hungry?
No.
Oh, look at that.
See, it's already working.
There's a sandwich in every beer.
That's what they say. Is there?
Right?
I guess. Speaking of Thor, did you guys see Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, 140 calories.
It's not my
Drill.
not my
No,
jam.
I didn't see
not my
it.
jam.
No?
Damn, no, I didn't see it. Good?
Can't even talk about it.
Was it good, though?
It was great.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't what's his name in there? The wrestler?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
And Dave
James
Bautista.
Gunn is
Everybody always say I look like Batista, but I always say he's much better looking. He's much
What?
better looking.
You know
man.
what?
I think you're better looking,
We
buddy.
should cast
Really?
you as the next villain.
Bro,
of
he's a
Batista's
what the
movie.
He's jacked. He's more jacked.
jacked. Yeah, he's definitely more jacked than you. I'll give you that.
Well, I'm gonna. As soon as I shave my head, I'm gonna be. Dave
You might
Bautista.
look like him. You might
And
be
I
like,
lose-
honestly, you might be a better looking version
I'll
of
lose
Dave
the weight.
Bautista.
I'll lose the weight and get the abs, which I'll never have again. But and then.
Need to get on a Marvel
and then I'll
movie.
no, I don't think I'll
Listen,
ever get. I'm
next
47
next
now,
time
bro.
the movies come to the house, I'll have you come up before they come.
Yeah.
You meet the director.
Here you go. Yeah, get me in. Get me in.
You know?
Yeah, I'll try to get shredded before then.
There you go. Well,
There was a
day
movie.
one.
There was a movie way back in the day. This guy had a little part in it. It was something, Smoking Aces. Remember that show?
Yeah,
Love that movie.
Remember the three
show or
the three
movie?
brothers?
Yeah,
I think they were brothers.
they
The
were
big,
like-
the big dude.
Big guy.
Everybody used to say, bro. I'd get calls when that movie came out. Bro, you're fucking in a movie, right? That big dumb guy.
He's also in Jeez, he's in a
Isn't he
bunch.
English or something? Doesn't he have an accent?
He's in Robin Hood.
He is.
No,
Yes, he is. He's in Robin Hood.
The newest Robin Hood?
Russell Crowe.
no. Oh, okay, I didn't see that one.
What the hell?
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, yeah.
The older brother, like the big
Yep.
dude.
He's not the older, but he looks bigger. Yeah,
Mohawk?
wearing a skirt and shit, pretty much.
Yeah, Kiln. I think it was a Kiln.
yeah,
but
a fucking skirt.
What is his name? It's on my tongue.
That was a great movie, by the way. Fucking action packed from beginning to end.
Great movie. That
Great movie.
Sniper scene.
Yes.
And she's going nuts. through
Dude,
window.
the chick, yeah.
Boom, boom.
Pretty
What's his
good.
name? What's the rapper's name that was in
Common.
that? Common, yeah.
Leash Keys.
Common turned into a
Keys.
solid actor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had a
hell
couple
yeah.
good roles too.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they ruined it with Smoking Aces too.
I never saw it. I never saw Smoking. I try not to watch
Nobody did.
sequels.
because no one was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, try not to watch sequels because they always ruin it. They always ruin the original.
Not
for me.
always, but
Name one. Well, Rocky. Well, what was the bad Rocky?
none of them.
Rocky 5. Who was the one
Yeah.
when he fought?
Ivan Drago.
No,
Tommy
that was
Gunn.
great. Tommy Gunn.
yeah.
Tommy Gunn. That wasn't great, but
Godfather 2 better than Godfather 1, I think.
yeah. Okay, Jaws. Never was anything.
Was
They
Jaws?
did Jaws 75. I think we're on now for.
No,
There's a lot. What is it
like
like?
4 of them, I think.
No, more than 4. How many Jaws? 5 at least. At least 5. I remember the last one. The dude speared it with a fucking sailboat.
Banana boat.
No, a sailboat. Fucking ran into it and like speared it with the point on the end. I mean, like, oh, come on, bro. You know, that's the last one I watched anyway. But nothing,
watched them all. I think
never
there was
was a
any
better
after that.
one than Jaws 1. I mean, I'm scared to go in the water to this fucking day because of that movie.
That opening scene when
Bro,
she's swimming in
just the
dog.
movie.
Did you guys watch?
the soundtrack?
Hey, did you watch?
Classic.
Dun,
It'll live
dun,
on forever.
dun,
Your
dun,
children's
dun,
children's
dun,
children
dun,
will
dun,
watch
dun,
that
dun, dun,
movie.
dun.
Bro, hey,
That's
did
what I
you-
hear when I'm in the water. That's what I hear. Go ahead.
Did you watch Chimp Empire?
You
No.
keep talking about
Damn.
it.
I
You're
haven't yet.
watching it.
I haven't. I know you're disappointed. I haven't yet.
Good. It's good.
Yep.
I liked it. I mean, it's only 4 episodes. It's cool. It's pretty cool.
I think I saw a clip of it. Won't they? If,
You know what?
if
Okay.
rival, not chimps, if rival monkeys come into their territory, don't they just fucking shred them?
I don't know if they're just, they eat them,
Yeah, they
eat
shred them. Isn't that shredding them?
but they eat them though,
Yeah,
like that. Yeah. And I don't know if they're rivals. They're not rivals.
Well, they just pass through. Okay, not rivals, but yeah.
You know what's crazy in this particular one? It's like there's a fruit trees, and they're like very bountiful. So like they eat, they're not struggling for food. They're not starving, and it's when they're more fed on the fruit, that's when they hunt. Not when they're hungry, more when they're full. So it's like they have energy and they just want to go fuck shit up.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But they eat the meat. They do eat the meat.
Right.
That's pretty dope to me.
There was
like,
one that was.
It's like, yo, they're drunk on fruit. Like, let's go fuck some shit up.
It's like us. It's like us in Seaside.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
it is. That's what, dude. Honestly, so many similarities of them and us is crazy.
But it's about like basically a hierarchy of power, right?
It is. It is. Yeah, and it's group versus group. You know, dude. But it's. I'll let you watch it, but it's like the biggest chimp group ever recorded. Usually chimp groups, I think there's like 30 or 40 to a group. There's 100 in this one. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Planet of the Apes shit type.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. But dude, it's crazy that listen though, it's crazy that like when I'm watching it, because literally it's like the guys in the room with these fucking guys, the cameras on these apes or these apes, and it almost, I'm like, this is fake, bro. I'm like, this is fake. That's CGI or that's AI. I'm like, it's fake. It obviously isn't, but the reason that the chimps were so cool with them is they were studying these chimps for like 30 years. So they were so used to people on cameras that they literally just acted as if they weren't there.
Okay, so studied them for 30 years, filmed them, had cameras around them, but the footage is not 30 years old, right?
No.
So
I'm saying this particular monkey group has been studied by other scientists for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
This group came in using their condition, them being conditioned by you know, people. They literally said they would, like, dude, there's fights going on. And I heard the guy, he was on Rogan's podcast, and he's like, dude, he's like, my guys are like, thought, like, for sure, you see this fight going on, they're fucking flying through the trees, one of us would get hurt, but like they literally just act like we weren't there, and they avoided us at the same time. Crazy.
You ever see that famous footage?
But even still, fuck that.
It's guides wherever, I don't know where they are, somewhere in the Amazon.
The gorillas pulling
the
dude.
gorilla just walks by the dude. I guess it was the guide. It wasn't the tour group, thank God.
See, gorillas are a little different than
the gorilla
chimps.
walks by, literally just nonchalant. Those things are monsters, bro. They're you know, silver. It was a silverback too. It was the big boy, and he just walks by, and he's got like straw in his mouth. And he walks by, and he just grabs the guy by the foot and just starts dragging him down, just like nonchalantly dragging him.
Lets him go, yeah.
And the guy is calm as hell. The guy's just laying there like getting dragged.
But like I think like chimps
is probably taking his leg off like that.
But chimps are different than gorillas, I think, in the fact that like a chimp, you could look at a chimp. It's gorillas, you cannot. If you look at them, they think you're challenging them. You have to like look down.
Right.
But they don't want to fight. Like where chimps will fuck you up.
Yeah, they'll eat your face.
They will eat your face. They'll rip your dick off.
Yeah, they say you know, they're tough to try to make as pets too. That one lady, literally,
in Connecticut,
it would get banned if you put it on. If you put a screenshot of what her face looked like before and after, it would probably get banned.
They were giving that. She was sleeping with that thing, giving it Xanax. That's why I feel like these. That's why you
know
hear
that to be a fact. She was giving it Xanax. Really?
Yeah, that's what it was. I know by fact. I know her fucking pharmacist, and he told me that she picked up fucking Xanax that day.
See what he does. See what he does? What a jerk off.
No, but listen,
I never heard that, and I know that story pretty well. But the friend was coming over, right? Remember, the friend was the one that called 911. And the friend's like, "It's ripping my friend's fucking face off," you know?
Yeah.
And the police showed up and shot that motherfucker. You know,
dude.
That thing was in the family for a decade or better.
But dude, that's why you feel like that chimps fuck up humans, like when they're in captivity or this. Like these chimps didn't give a fuck about the humans out in the wild. It seemed like, at least, you know, watching this. But you know, they were saying that a dog, right? Dogs don't know we're not dogs, right? Dogs don't know we're different species. They just think we're the top dog, right?
Alpha.
You know that, right?
I didn't.
What? Yeah.
I didn't.
Chimps know we aren't chimps.
That's. I mean, obviously, that's why they say established dominant. You know, if you get an aggressive dog, you got to establish dominance right away. Yeah. Like hold them down, put them on their back, and like establish. Yeah. You know, I guess that makes sense.
Do you? But yeah,
it's a pack mentality.
And they say chimps know they can conceptualize tomorrow. Like they understand the concept of tomorrow.
Oh, gotcha.
Where dogs don't.
Dog, if you leave,
Yeah.
And you come back 5 minutes later, or you come back 24 hours
they have
later.
no
It's the
idea.
same amount of time. Yeah, I gotcha.
I find that very hard to believe, but
They must register at some point. Like, I got a shit. It's been fucking a long time since Dad's been gone.
yeah,
You know, as a
because of bodily function
Right.
now. All of a sudden,
Yeah, but like, dude, you ever see a dog like, when they say, "Oh, the dog's they're waiting for its owner," and when it sees the owner, it's so fucking happy. Like,
Yeah.
yo, if you just walked out 5 seconds ago and came in, would it be as happy? I don't think so.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
That's why those videos exist. You ever see the animals being reunited with their people?
Yeah.
They just did the one. I think it was with the chimp.
Yep.
You know,
Tiger. There's one
cutting
with the
onions in the
tiger.
room a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
But animals are animals, bro.
For sure, and that's why even with that job with those fucking monkeys doing that documentary, they might leave you alone, but one time they might not.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
know.
guess what? It's fucking over.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, it's over for you. You know?
You find yourself getting a little. You're gonna turn this into a gay joke, but a little softer as you get older. You're like a hardcore, intense dude. I see it with my dad. I see it. My dad's probably told me. My dad's like an old school kind of tough dude. You know, I was raised well. He always treated me with respect. My dad didn't beat my ass or anything, but like an old school kind of tough guy, like his dad was, right? And it probably from the age of fucking being born to 30, he probably told me 7 times he loved me. You know what I mean? Every single day I get a text, night, usually in the evening, to me and my sister. Love you guys. Usually a picture of him out at the lake, not him, but the pond or whatever, the sunset or whatever, and love you. And I texted him the other day. I was like, bro, you told me 7 times my whole fucking life you love me. The last year you tell me every day. It's like, yeah, you see things different as you get older.
No, I
different,
think that
different
I could see that.
perspective, you know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
there yet, but I could see it happen.
I think as you get colder, and this chokes me up a little bit to say, but as you get closer to checking out, right? Like you
I
see
would
things.
probably see things a little differently. I mean, I'll tell you what. Like, I was at my uncle passed away, and I was at the wake before, and
To Enzo, man.
yeah, and
Rest in peace, bro.
Zooch, yeah, bring it over, and now like. What would I say? Some of my cousin's friends like, oh, we're at that age where this is, we're gonna see each other all the time. And it's like, damn, it makes you think. Makes you realize it's not gonna
Life's
be
precious.
forever.
That's
It's not
it.
be forever.
Yep.
And I tell you, let's not. My stepfather, my father, and my father-in-law have been beefing for a while over some stupid shit, obviously, but they're not talking like everyone else talks. They'll be in the same room. They don't talk. So today, I heard my dad say to him, "Hey, let's get together for a drink." So I think they realize it too.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
Listen, gotta call it out.
Yeah.
That's something good came out of something bad. You know what I mean? That's good. That's good.
My cousin just got married over at the Landing in Point. Great place, man. What's the full name?
Clark's Landing?
Clark's Landing, yeah.
And great spot.
Isn't that where Breck got married? No,
No, I thought he got. Maybe.
I don't know.
No, so your family has beef, man. People, you know what I mean. Things happen and stuff, but you see people at more as you get older. Family more wakes and weddings.
Yes.
Right? That's the only time you really catch some, aunts and uncles and cousins. Unfortunately,
in joy and in
exactly. So you enjoy
sorrow,
it when you can, but if there's problems, you got to address them because
Yes.
you never know when you're going to see each other.
That's
again,
correct.
right? So it sucks because it's a wedding or a wake, and you don't want to kind of talk about certain things. But my family's like, "Fuck it,
Yep.
we're talking you know what I mean? If it's a wake, pull you to the side. Hey, you know what I mean?
Kind of is the time.
well,
Yeah,
hey,
it
but
has to be the
let's
time.
hash this
You're
out.
right. The emotions are
We're not gonna
running.
see you
The
again.
emotions are running high.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it be a wake, whether it be a funeral, whether it be either way, emotions are running really high one way or the other. That is kind of the time to talk things out because people
is.
realize
and death should make you realize, what, this can
Correct.
happen any day to any of us. So let's
Bro,
let's-
since 2018, my father died 2018 in April.
Uncle.
So my father.
I thought you were going to talk about
2018.
how many people you lost.
Yeah.
You've lost a lot of people lately.
So now, since 2018, every year except 1 year, someone's died in spring.
Yep. Yep.
It's crazy, bro.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And the ones that are, if there's such a thing, timely, I guess, like they live there, they're a little easier to accept. Your uncle that passed on the motorcycle, that's a tough one, man.
My cousin, yeah.
My cousin, yeah.
Yeah, it was tough.
You know, because he went well before his time,
And his brother actually today,
I saw he was in the
got his
surgery, right?
kidneys taken out.
Yeah, I saw that.
which is crazy, bro. You know, I didn't know that. Did you know that? When you get a kidney transplant, for most people, like if say I had to get a kidney transplant, they would just keep my kidneys in and put the new kidney in between like my hips.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
No. Wow.
Yeah. But my cousin, I guess, what his kidney is so like bloated, it's just not like, you know, working, that his stomach's pushing out. It's like he has to get it taken out first. So he has to take his kidneys out for like 6 months. No, he's gonna have no kidneys at all. He's gonna do dialysis.
Dialysis, yeah.
For 6 months till he gets the replacement.
Wow.
And then how long is the recovery after that?
I don't know. Yeah, probably a while.
You know.
He's gonna like live in the hospital, I think, probably for 6 months or
Is that
something.
from something genetic, or is that from?
It is not on his mother's side.
Gotcha.
It was not, you know, not my side, but yeah.
Gotcha.
His mother actually had a kidney transplant at like 50 years old.
Oh
too.
wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So it runs in the fam.
Not my side.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I got enough.
Yeah. You got enough.
I got enough to worry about.
I've said that, you know, you talked about every family. I don't care where you're from. You put you know, you can do the Instagram perfect family or perfect marriage or perfect whatever. That's all bullshit. Everybody has issues. Every family has problems. Certainly my family has. And there's been times where I've looked at because my dad is always, my whole life, has said family's the most important thing. And then, you know, maybe my dad will have, I don't want to say beefing, but some issues with some, and I always want to look at him and be like, wait, I thought family was the most important thing. You know what I mean? But he always irons it out. He always works it out. Always finds the time, especially now that he's older. My dad don't want no bad blood with nobody. You know what I mean?
I think family definitely matters, but like, especially your, I don't know if it's called nuclear family or immediate family. Like your sister, you know what I mean? Like that shit's gotta matter, bro.
I didn't get along with my sister growing up at all. We butted heads so
that's
bad.
normal.
She's my best friend now. That's my big sis. You fuck with me, you fuck with her. She says it all the time. You want me to come out there? You want me? I'll handle some shit. And my sister's a big girl. You know what I mean? And she's like a hunter. You know, fishes all the time. Like she's outdoors. My sister's just tough. You know what I mean?
More manly than Roger.
Who I am today, man.
Huh?
My sisters made me who I am today.
Really?
They beat my ass when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know, always kept me in check.
Yeah.
You know, molded by them.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
my sister definitely beat my ass. She was my 19 months older than me, and just not one of those girls that would do the fucking, you know, the closed hand, or she'd fucking like do the fucking note, like let's go. You know what I mean?
we're fighting.
I'd be like, shit, she's gonna lump me up.
I got some scars.
Yeah.
I fucking get her back down while you can.
We get along now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely address that shit. Any issues, address it immediately. You know?
Agree. I'm not good at that. I'm super stubborn, man.
Yeah.
Super
Not me.
stubborn.
I walk in there like, all right,
How about
we gotta talk.
That's great. That's great. And I'm better with it with family. How about in your personal relationships with like your girl and stuff?
Well,
I
just
can't
the
let
people
shit.
in general. I mean,
You do? You good with that?
Yeah,
like your girl?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
Or
not.
anybody.
I'm not good with it.
I don't have beef with anybody.
I'm not good with it. If you piss me off, if you're my girl and you piss me off, I do that light switch shit, bro. I just fucking one word answer you. I could do that for like a week.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like a
You're
fucking
petty.
female. I'm
You're
sorry.
petty.
Roger's
I'm
like
petty.
a female.
I'm a child, bro.
He's
straight
like
up
a female.
Bro, I'm straight up a child when I'm
He's
mad.
like a female.
I'm like a petty little bitch.
It's
I
all
am.
good. You know who you
That's
are.
why he's sensitive.
Yep.
He's so sensitive.
I won't ask you to pass the salt if we're eating dinner together and I'm mad. I'll walk over and fucking pick it up and walk it back.
You'll cut your nose off to spite your face.
When I'm pissy, yes.
I can do that. I can definitely do that. But like, I need some pussy. I need some pussy. Sorry, I need some pussy.
I remember you said that to me once. You were like, "Fuck that." If I'm day 3, I ain't getting laid. I'll be like, "Oh, listen, let's fucking squash it."
I'm sorry.
I'm not like that. I'll go a week without it.
Oh shit.
I am petty. I do admit it.
I think we all got a little pettiness in
I
us.
probably didn't help my marriage out at all. I'll admit that. I admit that probably was a contributing factor. That I'm not like a screamer and a yeller. I'm not like I don't like that fucking, you know, like screaming and yelling shit. It was never my. But I'll shut you out. I'll shut you right the fuck out, and that's bad, bro. That's probably worse than screaming and yelling.
I think
at least you're getting it out when you're screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
My thing always was, my perspective on that always was, you can't take it back. If you say something like you're a fucking ugly cunt, she's gonna remember that for the rest of her life, that you called her ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I never. So my thing is just shut up. Don't fucking say nothing. Ignore. And that honestly is probably worse. Probably worse.
It's definitely worse. Communication is huge, and you got to kind of
agree, 100%.
You know, sometimes people fight to kind of.
I would never call my girl ugly.
As long as you handle
I agree, but I'm saying I was giving an example. Like if I got real
I said
petty,
some bad shit, but I would never say ugly.
if I got real petty,
that's like bad. That's like
I never did
not
either.
Good for me.
But I'm saying if I got real petty, and I was just giving an example of something, or I hate you. Like, I don't hate anybody. I probably hate like child molesters, but I don't personally know any. You know what I mean? I don't hate. I think the two most overused words in the English language are love and hate. Right? There's the people who throw "I love you" out there like it's nothing. They don't mean it. They just say
Do
it's
you
fucking.
think they're one and the same?
I think they're
Both that
like kind of they kind of coexist.
Yin and yang.
Yeah,
Yin and yang.
yeah. I think people use them haphazardly, and I think hate reminds me. Like I hear the word hate, I think of like Hitler and the Jews. That's hatred. You know what I mean? I don't feel that strongly about it. I might dislike you. I might want to beat the fuck out of you. I don't hate you. Go do your thing.
I don't hate. Like
I don't hate
hate
anybody.
takes too much energy.
I don't hate anybody.
I mean, I don't hate anybody.
Yeah, I really don't.
Sometimes when I'm driving, I might hate that motherfucker for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
For a couple seconds, then it goes away.
Yeah, but I think if you can get to the level of hate, you have to love that person.
That's good. Speak to that.
was
Speak
pretty
to
good.
that. That's speak to
I
that.
think because, like I said,
passion
Personal.
has
It
to
becomes
run that.
personal.
It becomes personal, and so if you feel that emotion, that means
I
that
gotta
person
disagree
means
with you
something
though,
to
because nobody put me in a more, and I did the same back. We both did it to each other in a more precarious, horrible spot than my ex, and I never hated her. I disliked her a lot, but I never hated her. I never wanted bad things to happen to her.
Absolutely.
So
Only the best and all these things. Right?
no, not the best,
Like,
not
it's
the best,
but
not the best.
I know.
I don't-
But listen, what Mark, I think is saying like hate. Hate is like like loathing someone, but I like hate like for in the moment like that rage, like dude.
Yeah.
Only people that I
Yes.
care about can get me like fucking really pissed off. You
Yeah.
know what I
Okay,
mean?
fair. I get you. Just the hate. I don't like the word hate. I guess.
You grind your teeth.
Like it was like when I was a kid, it was my mom and my sister. You know what I mean? Now it's my wife and my kids. You know what I mean? Like,
But hand in hand. And you love them just as equally. And if anybody ever walked through that fucking front door, they're getting that opposite end.
yeah, hell yeah.
You know, like my kids can piss me off bad, but I give them a look, and it's a fuck. I got a stare, bro. I got like that stare that just cuts right through you, and my kids know it because I know they know when I'm looking at them like that because they shut the. They don't say nothing. They just look at me like
I'm over.
You know when I did it? You know when I did it last time when you and I had that conference call. Remember, I was on the phone with you. What was it, last weekend or whatever? I'm on the phone with you. We got a marketing guy on the phone talking about the podcast, and like he's giving us great ideas, but it's like an hour and 10-minute phone call, right? It's all, and my kids, I set them up with the pie face game. Where you fucking, you fucking get slapped in the face, and I go in the bedroom because they're giggling. They got a friend over, and they're giggling and laughing, and they're being loud shit. So I go in my bedroom, I shut the door, and I hear them out there giggling and laughing. And it was so loud in my bedroom that I almost went at one point. But I was like, they're having fun. Let them be kids. And we're on the. I'm in my bedroom for like an hour on the phone. And I just walk out and take a peek around the corner. There's fucking whipped cream dripping off my ceiling, fucking dripping off my wall. And I'm a neat freak, bro. I'm like a neat freak, right? I got like a wall. My accent wall is like panels. It's like textured panels. It's dripping off that. It's all over the floor. I just go out and I go. I'm on the phone, and this guy don't know me. Frankie knows me, but this guy, I just go out and I look around the corner. And I just look up, and they're looking at me, and they're giggling and laughing and stuff. And I go, fucking clean that fucking shit up. You better fucking clean that fucking shit up right now. Mon, he just runs and gets a towel, and they just know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
My kids now, they know. I'm like, I won't beat your Tino Blue.
Does he really?
Yeah, because he knows I do. It's empty threats.
Yeah.
Empty threats.
You get away with the empty threats, right? I imagine.
Yeah,
And,
for a little bit. Now they're like,
now they're calling your bluff.
He ain't gonna do
They
shit.
get to the age of calling your bluff, right?
No, they'll know. They know when not to,
Well, okay, so what's your thing? Like, they cross the line, right? You obviously can't put your hands on them and stuff. Is there something you take away? Is it like fucking you lose your...
their phone. Their phone's probably the easiest way. Easiest thing.
Video games.
Yeah, but phone. Phone. I'm like, I'll take your life away. You're gonna fucking sit in your room with nothing.
Who was the disciplinarian when you guys were growing up? For me, it was my mom, and she fucking ruled with an iron fist.
My mom, but
Who's
my
your dad?
dad, my dad.
It was my mom.
Both, like, I was scared to death of my real father for a while, and then even Frank was just,
Frank scares me, bro.
Yeah.
Frank scares me.
Yeah.
Dude, he does.
I
love Frank, but that dude scares me. He's so high. He's you. Or you're him, I should say. But my mom. My dad was always working. But my dad was also the guy. Like, my mom would put her hands on me. My mom would fucking spank me. My sister too, right? And I'm not saying we were great kids. We probably fucking deserved every bit of it. But my dad would just do the look. And I would take 12 of my mother's beatings. My dad's look hurt my feelings more, made me more like fucking I disappointed him more than any beating my mother ever gave me.
My kids
Mom whooped
don't
my ass.
care if I just
Mom whooped my ass, but Dad, like you said, gave that look. Or if you knew you did something really,
just look at me and shake his head like
Dad's coming
that
home.
disgust look, like
Yeah.
walk away. I'll be like, fuck, I'm fucking disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to disappoint your old man.
No.
You know, so.
I do the pressure points. I try to do pressure points. Now Frankie's getting a little big, bro. Frankie's getting a little big for just pressure points.
He's a big kid.
And bro, Tino first got me. It's their first match where Tino's fucking yelling. I'm already hot. Frankie comes up. He loses.
This is Virginia.
This is Virginia, right? Yeah. Now he's sitting on the chair, and I'm talking to him because he's yelling at me, and he's like, "Shut up, bro." This is in front of parents. I'm like, boom! I fucking went to get his collarbone. I'm like, I'm fucking like, bro, practically choking this kid. You know? I'm like, bro. I'm like, Steve, bro. I think I scared some parents away, bro. Man, but all the parents were like, "Oh, you guys were awesome. It was great." I'm like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah. And the team didn't do well.
We honestly, the two PA teams beat us up pretty good. They're like a lot of the teams are like all-star teams, you know. We were just a club team,
yeah.
But and then the other four teams, we were in it with them the whole time, beating them most of the time, and then we give up four forfeits at the end, which you can't just compete with that.
No, it's over before it even starts.
4 forfeits happen because
we don't have guys in that weight classes.
Gotcha.
It's just tough. We were putting a bunch of 2 teams together to include everybody. So it's tough, and those upper weights are just hard in middle school. There's just not many big kids, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to fill those weight classes, like, and then give it
period. Always, you know, even in high school, to get a solid guy. I mean, as they get a little bit older, it's easier.
That one kid, I forget his name, but elite kid, won state championship just this year. I think he's going to maybe Bosco. Upper weight, big kid.
Not Zuba, right?
Maybe, I don't know. But he's a stud, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You know.
Kurt did good. He went 9-0.
I know.
Yeah,
beat a couple state champs, right?
He beat a couple of Virginia state champs, PA state finalists. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Damn. So is he looking at like probably going to college for free then, right?
I mean, I don't know about free. It's there's a lot of good guys out there, but I think Bill get some money for sure.
Really? You got a full ride?
I did.
You got a full ride. Dude, did you have other offers other than Clarion?
I had other offers, but that was the most money I was getting.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Mondon, I mean, that program, they're doing pretty well over there.
They are doing good. Donovan.
And you got, so Kurt's his senior year.
He'll be a senior, yeah.
When's Jake? Jake's younger, right?
Jake's 4th grade, I think. So
he's a stud.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Jake's
well too,
Donovan, right?
I mean, if Mark Gray is there, yeah. If he's not there, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Gray's the coach.
He is, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Gotcha.
Yeah. He's a stud coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's good.
And doing well in MMA.
He's doing well, man.
Yeah.
He's going to try to get a fight in July.
I don't know much about Mark, but obviously he's got a wrestling pedigree, right? So he's got to work his hands a little bit, or his hands pretty good?
No, he's getting there.
Yeah.
It's all
work in progress.
Yeah, always work in progress.
I always wanted to see this guy. I know you have a boxing fight, which I heard you smoke, but fireman, right?
Fireman, yeah.
Heard you smoked a guy, but I always
I was a fireman.
I was a fireman too.
Yeah.
Always wanted to see you do like an amateur MMA, bro. I say it to you all the time. I would have loved to see you do a fucking.
If we did that, I got involved with these guys super early, which was amazing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then got to see the progression of this guy.
I know.
You know, so.
Bro, it's been in your blood for God forever. You never had the itch to do one?
No, and the fire department calls, you know what I mean? And then things happen. And
just an amateur. Not even just something. Never had the itch.
No.
Wow.
I was on a couple XS, I think, was going to put on a show. Steve Rivera was going to do something. I was in Six Flags. There was something going to happen with
For those that don't know, Mark's trained with Frankie for forever, and I always say cornered. Maybe I'm not saying that right. You've been in the back with him for pretty much every fight, and you've been to
always in the stands, baby.
Always in the stands,
hanging
right?
out with the fam.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
But usually in the back too. No, seen you warm. Never? I thought I'd seen you warming him up in the back. Okay.
Well, in the back in the sense of fight week and all that stuff.
yeah.
Stuff,
Okay. Oh, maybe it's the footage they're showing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm on the ground, baby. Boots on the ground.
Yep. But you're there for pretty much every fight, right? Every single one. That's crazy.
You know?
Wow.
I think
Another interesting thing about Mark, and I'd love you to speak to it too, man, is you live a life I'd love to live, man. And I should have lived. I could have lived it because I didn't have kids till I was 39. This guy will book. He'll do his research, but he'll book fucking trips. And I want to hear about the most recent one because you did that tomato throwing shit. I want to hear about that. Was
actually a couple trips ago.
Yeah.
A bunch of trips.
He will do research about some place that intrigues him and he likes, and he'll just book it. And he does it solo every fucking time. He does all these crazy cool trips solo. Talk to some of them. Talk about that one. That's where, Italy?
What, the Tomatina? That was Spain.
Spain.
But that I didn't do on my own.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, no, we bounced around, and then it was like 6 of us, and we all wound up going to the Tomatina Festival, where you throw tomatoes in Bernal, Spain, right outside of Valencia. It was a great, we saw the festival, COVID hit, we kept the tickets, then they, like 2 years later, they opened it back up, and it was like the 75th anniversary.
That's awesome, man.
Awesome experience, and you kind of just bounce around. We went to Morocco.
Does that, not to cut you off, but do they do that in the same time they do the Bull Run thing with a
no. Bull Run is in June, and that's in Pamplona.
Okay.
Pamplona, Spain.
Okay.
Don't do that, dude.
No.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
See, like I don't know.
What's your favorite trip? What's your favorite trip you've done solo? Because I know you've done a million of them.
My favorite one that I did solo was Asia. We went out to.
You keep saying we. Who's we?
Well, me. Yeah. But then I meet people along the way.
Yeah.
Like if there's buddies of mine here or there or whatever else, I'll go do my own thing. We'll set up our itineraries. We'll kind of link up in passing, hang out for a few days. They go left, I go right.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so this one, I was in Japan for 3 days. I did China for 1 day. I flew into Thailand. I did Hong Kong for 2 days by myself. And then I met out my 2 buddies, Tattoo Timmy from Hemingway's, the bouncer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck, I know Tim.
You know Timmy?
I work with Timmy, yeah.
Fucking great guy.
He's got
Yes,
yeah.
And then Pat Lewis.
Oh, Pat, I know Pat too. Yeah.
So we did. Then I met them in Pattaya, and then we went into like all the islands.
Yeah.
I trained over at Mike Swick's fucking gym.
Awesome.
Hey, shout out to him. He looks fucking great after that cancer.
He does, bro. He looks fucking best he ever looked, probably.
Shredded.
Yep.
Good for
Maybe
you.
that's what you should do.
You just go there, just give up the kids and be like, hey, kids, I'll be in Thailand.
No, I'm saying get cancer.
Oh. What a fucking jerk off. What a fucking jerk off.
He looks great,
With
bro.
friends like that, who needs enemies?
He looks great.
Yeah. And I believe he did that holistically, did he not?
I
believe he beat it holistically.
Fuck, man.
Well, for the most part. For the most
he
part.
did chemo. And,
right, but I think
but he did like a fast and juicing or some shit.
I think he cut some treatment off early and just decided to go holistic because it was affecting him so bad. I forget the story. We interviewed him. We actually had him on the show. Great dude. I was a fan of him when he was fighting, man. Mike Quick Swick. He was sleeping people.
UFC
and
1, right? He was on UFC. He was
UFC 1.
UFC. He was the second.
I think he was on the Ultimate Fighter show season 1.
That's what I meant. Season 1. That's what I meant. UFC 1. I'm sorry, buddy.
You would have corrected me, pal.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, you would have corrected me.
See, he doesn't.
He don't like it when it comes back at him.
I said you're right, buddy.
But
He's so smart.
Yeah, just he had a highlight reel of finishes, bro. Just smoking clowns,
Yeah.
Laying them out.
But his gym is amazing, and that trip was great. The elephant sanctuary was the best.
Really?
You go out there, the fucking come down from the mountain, you bathe them.
Are those elephants drugged though?
No.
No.
This is completely like they don't even want you riding elephants. There's a sanctuary. They have all the freedoms. They have land and acres to kind of roam and do their thing. They come in because they know they're getting fed. They're getting bathed. This is all on their own, really. They do have people that go out there and kind of guide them through whatever, but they have all this, land to roam. They even say do not do the excursions and tours where you're on the back of the elephants. It's not good for them.
All right.
And those animals.
Really? You wouldn't think they would even feel you. They're so damn big.
But the track, right? The track, the constant,
Yeah, I suppose the walking. Yeah. It's not natural, right?
Not natural.
The older I get, the less I'm. Like as a kid, bro, my parents took me to SeaWorld. I was like, that's fucking awesome. I would never take my kids to SeaWorld now.
Bro, I watched. Did you see the show It's the same guy, I think, that did the Chimp Empire. Was my octopus teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You watched that?
Did
I watched.
It was
You
great.
didn't? You
I
did?
did. It was great.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
great.
good, right?
It was great.
Octopus.
The,
is
Bro,
the
I didn't know.
intellect that they have is insane. Yeah.
Bro,
They're
I
very
didn't
smart
know
creatures.
that octopus only live 1 to 2 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that some could be that intelligent, only live for 2 years,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Are they alien, you think?
They are aliens. They're that smart. I heard they're like built. They taking shit from the ocean. I saw. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
Did you watch that?
I
That
did.
thing, yeah.
Octopus teacher. Yeah.
Where the shark got it and it just disappeared and like fucking healed itself and then came back out. And,
They're incredible creatures. I never seen anyone on my travels though. Even when I was scuba diving.
But octopus?
never
Those are
seen one.
tiny, though.
No, you probably wouldn't.
You don't see 'em because
Are there huge octopus? No, only huge squid. Right?
Squid are the biggest, but there are big octopus. There's
There
a bunch
are?
of different species. Yeah,
There
the most
are.
poisonous one is the little tiny blue and yellow one.
And
Forget
the
what it's
poisonous
called. Super
octopus?
poisonous. Yeah.
Like, could kill us?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Where are they?
Australia.
Oh, everything.
Everything in Australia is poisonous.
Yeah.
Fucking
That was
everything.
a crazy trip, Australia.
Bro, you've done all the shit I want to do, man.
I'm a
Talk to
fucking
me
idiot.
about that.
Little story. Yeah, I'll go out to the Blue Mountains or whatever. I'm by myself. I head down the mountain and I'm starting to run. I'm jogging. I'm down in the fucking, this thing. Not even
In
realizing.
the outback?
In the outback. No, so as you start heading out towards the Blue Mountains, you're heading out towards the outback. And then as you get further out of the city, Sydney, and you start going and going and going, now you're on like wood platforms. It's just getting more desolate and desolate and desolate. Before you go through the three mountain ranges, what they call the Three Sisters. So I get there, I get off, I'm running down. It starts getting kind of dark out. I run
You're by yourself.
I'm by myself. I'm running through the woods, working out, like kind of just running to get to the Three Sisters to take this like trolley thing across. And it starts getting kind of dark and a little misty. I run into these campers. They're like, "What are you doing out here?" in their Australian accent. I have nothing. I have my like a little blue backpack, and I'm just running through. They're like, "You have no camping gear. It's about to get dark." They said you should either turn around. It's gonna take you another 15-20 minutes to get back, or 20 minutes to the campground, and then it's like 400 and something steps up this face of this mountain to get back up to where the buses and shit pick you up. So I get up, I run back to where I came from, get up the mountain, I catch the last bus out, and it's one of those trolley trains where the guy's giving like, it's a bunch of Asian people with the headphones on and he's talking his Australian accent.
Oh, and they have like the translator.
And they got the fucking camera, they got all the cameras on him and shit, taking pictures, and I catch his last trolley out of town.
They let you on because his last name's Lee.
That's it, baby. and I have my camera with me. But I get in and I'm standing next to the guy and he goes, "Oh, where you from?" I said, "Oh, New Jersey." He's like, "Oh, well, my friend from New Jersey just learned or almost learned that we're in the most deadliest country in the world." And he's like, you got spiders, you got snakes. And he's like, what he thinks was about to be dark was actually a mist that rolls through. And once the mist rolls through, he's like, that's when all the animals come out. He's like, especially the brown snake, because it allows them to slither in like that wet, and that's when they come out. And the brown snake is the second deadliest snake in the world. So he starts telling me a story about one of his buddies who works for National Geographic, who has this camera, and he's going out there and he's taking a picture of like whatever the fuck he was taking a picture of. And all of a sudden something blocks his lens. So he puts the camera down a little bit, and hanging from the tree right in front of his face was a fucking brown snake. And he said he kind of backed up a little bit before it kind of launched at him to take a bite. And if they do get you, they put you in paralysis like within 2 minutes.
Neurotoxin, yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
Roger's had a
fucking
couple
dumb.
run-in with some brown snakes.
I'm sure.
This guy still never gets old. Never gets old. 200 episodes in, we're still same joke.
It just fires away
It's
whenever
great.
it comes
It's
about.
great.
So yeah, the guy was like, this fucking idiot, running around the fucking mountains out here by himself. So I get back on the platform. I'm fucking like, I'm out of here.
What's the snake over there? God, I can't. I'm usually pretty good with this stuff. It's black. They're actually aggressive toward. They actually come after you.
Cobras,
No.
vipers,
No. It's a long. I think it's the longest snake. I believe it's Australia.
trouser
But anyway,
snake.
they're aggressive. They'll actually pursue you, whereas most snakes run from you. You know what I mean, or try to get away from you.
I think anacondas pursue you, don't they? Pythons don't.
They don't scare me that bad because they're not venom scares
Anaconda,
me.
bro?
Venom scares. Yeah, you get a hold of their head as long as they're not.
They're huge.
As long as they're not huge and can wrap you up, I'm pretty big dude. You'd be in trouble with a 6-footer, but
those movies were great back then.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, right?
Snakes on a plane too.
Yeah.
It was fucking Jolie's father.
Angelina Jolie's dad. Yes,
Voight,
you're right.
John Voight.
John Voight. Yep.
He was like the snake, wrangler.
That's right. Yeah. Well, the reason they get so big is because they're usually in water, and water supports a lot of weight, right? You're a lot lighter in water, so that's why they're the biggest snake on planet Earth. But they say they used to get. There's some. Maybe you can pull this up, Andrew. There was a plane. I'm going to say in the 40s, 50s, whatever, flying over an area of the rainforest that spotted one on the ground. It was so big, and they did flybys, and they judged like the length of it, and I think it was like 50 feet long. It was some insane. They say they don't get that big anymore because obviously we're tearing the rainforest down, and they don't have the opportunity to. But
to hunt and eat some of these fucking.
Yeah. But
they're in Florida. They're not supposed to be in Florida.
Well, yeah, that's because of that big storm that blew through.
No. Because people are. What do you mean? What are you saying?
Well, a storm blew through and like demolished and they got out and alligators, not
but
alligators.
But also people just let.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But there had to be a number of
crocodiles,
rock boa constrictors.
They say there's saltwater crocodiles in Florida.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, but a lot of that stuff escaped during storms and stuff. You know.
Right.
Would you do that? The safari? Would you take a safari tour or like a fucking outback trip or hike anywhere?
I would do damn near anything, but I don't like doing. You do it the right way. You do shit solo or very limited number of people. I hate touristy shit.
Yeah.
I hate being on a bus with some dude on a loudspeaker with 75 other people. This has been done a million fucking times. I want to do something that not a lot of people have done. There's almost no first left.
I got the trip for you.
Where is it?
I just got back from it.
Where is it?
It's Havasu Indian Reservation, Havasu Falls.
Really?
It's in Arizona, and it's fucking incredible.
And it's catered more to
the
really?
off the beaten path.
You have to win a bid.
You have to win a bid to get it.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And my buddy Danny won the bid like 3 years ago, and then COVID hit, so they shut the Indian Reservation down. And then there was some flooding in the region, so they finally just officially opened back up, and those that kept their tickets were able to go.
That's awesome.
And it's 3 nights, 4 days on a campground, but it's an Indian reservation, Havasu Indian Reservation. It's 10 miles to hike in. You can either do a couple options. You can either, which a lot of the glampers do for Instagram purposes, they take the fucking helicopter in. They get off. Then from there, it's 2 miles to the campground. If you're hiking it in, you can give horses or donkeys your bags. They hump it in for you, and then you just hike. We humped it with the bag and the fucking, it's
That's
10.
Awesome.
It's 10, a little over 10 miles
in one day.
In one day. It's a little over 10-mile hike to the Indian Reservation, and then it's 2 more miles from there to the campground.
That's awesome.
And then on the back end, it's another 16, 17 miles to the Colorado River. And they sit on about like 50-something acres of like total land, this Indian Reservation. The fucking people, I felt so bad, man. The shit that the government's giving them to eat, it's like, they're walking around with chips and fucking Fantas and soda and all that. Like
their heritage is being erased.
It's being fucking wiped out.
That's crazy.
And, luckily this reservation actually has a purpose because they have the Havasu Reservation. They turned it into a little bit of a business and stuff like that, so they're able to generate a little bit of income. I'm sure some other reservations all over the country aren't that lucky.
A lot of them put casinos up because it's a way to generate
get some type
wealth.
of money,
The only experience I had anything like that wasn't a personal one at all. Was we did that helicopter trip that you can do from Vegas, and you land in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and you're on Indian ground, Indian reservation ground. You're right near the river, and they do like a little picnic for you, and the pilot actually just walks away. He just fucking, lands it, sets you up. There's like 2 picnic tables there in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's like middle of nowhere. You see the river. He sets up your little picnic for you, gets it all out of the helicopter, and then he walks away. He just goes for a walk, and then you get to have your
little picnic.
Excuse me, your picnic. And then he comes back, and then you actually have to refuel on your way back. There's a fueling station in the middle of the desert. There's nothing even near it. and then he flies over what's the lake? Not Lake Mead.
Lake Mead.
Sorry, Lake Mead. On the backside, there's all the wild stallions, the horses that have been there for like years and years and years, and they're just playing in the.
Is this like a bachelorette?
No,
date?
I did it with the X. Yeah.
It was
It was just a cool thing we did, and it was.
Was it romantic?
It was. We made love.
Did you?
Next to the river? Yeah.
Really?
The wild horses running circles around you?
We definitely did not. But it was a cool experience, you know what I mean? And they give you the history of it.
For sure.
And he points out, he'll come down and fly low and he'll be like, see the big hole in the ground? That was a gold mine back in the 20s, and and it goes a mile down, and so.
Well, if you get the opportunity to win those tickets, go to that.
Listen, all that sounds amazing, and I'll say this: where there's a will, there's a way. I could do that. I could probably figure that out, but having kids just puts a little damper on everything.
Kids were there. Kids were there.
Bring my kids with me,
bro. Yeah? Bring your kids with you.
If I said to my daughter, "We're hiking 10 miles with a backpack on,"
right?
No, you do the chopper.
Get in the chopper.
5-minute chopper ride.
Yeah.
I know this guy said he'll never get on a chopper.
Yeah, I don't know if it will.
I've done a number of choppers, but they are a little scary in that at least a plane becomes a glider when something happens, for the most part. Unless the wings fall off, kind of becomes a glider.
Dude,
a plane, a helicopter becomes a rock when something happens, They do say there is something called counter rotation or whatever it's called, where you can use the blades actually start to spin backwards as you fall, and you can actually navigate it to land.
Yeah.
You can't really do much, but you can land safely, I guess, if you're an expert pilot.
Yeah.
These fucking it's Fleet Week, and we were in Jersey City. I was working the day, and they came in. They were like, "Listen, you got to go down to a detail, Lincoln Park. We have 2 choppers coming in for landings." So we went down there. Fucking incredible, man. These guys dropped this thing right on the football or the baseball field, drop of a dime.
Now, what do you do, just in case anything happens?
God forbid something happens, right?
You're just prepared.
We're prepared. We're there, and
it's kind of cool. It's like not working while working. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Community relations. You're hanging out with the people, and
that's cool, man.
That's dope.
But those things, man. Oh my God.
What were they landing? Big monstrous things?
What's the
Black Hawk?
No.
Apache?
Oh, the fighter ones. Oh, that's sick, bro.
They obviously took the turret off because the kids were going on it when they landed and running through and stuff. And
that's sick.
But then I'd be like, I'm sitting in a seat and I'm just envisioning myself like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking.
You ever see those videos where, like, the helicopters coming up
and they put the tracer rounds on?
Fucking, those are all 50 cal.
I got to reach out to my friend Kirsty Ennis. She was a door gunner on served. I don't know what she served in, but Air Force maybe, I guess. But anyway, served as a door gunner. It crashed. She lost her leg. She's the girl, and she said she would do the show too.
She's local?
No, I believe she's out west somewhere. But anyway, she we've always kept in touch. She's great. I've followed her on social media, just a fan or whatever.
Have her on,
she did reach me.
Sure.
I'll reach out to her. But anyway, she lost her leg in a helicopter crash. Right, survived it. I think the people died. I forget. But now her quest is, she made it famous. I think she was on the cover of one of the big magazines, and she's naked climbing like a rock wall.
I've seen that.
It's a famous picture.
Obviously
with no leg. With her leg missing.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yep. And
is she a rock climber now?
Well, now her quest is to climb the 7 peaks, right? And she's tried Everest twice, and she literally just tried her second attempt like a week ago. I just saw her boat and didn't make it for the second time.
No, do you know why?
There's a whole breakdown, and I didn't
you might
get into it. But yeah,
no. What was it?
Well, it's obviously harder.
2 times it could have been, but sometimes like I ran.
Weather.
I
believe weather. Weather. They didn't. She missed the weather window. I believe that's what it was. But I'd love to have her on. Amazing human being, and someone that went through some major adversity like that, to turn that around and say,
still look to achieve.
I'm gonna push myself, and I'm gonna do that. And I'm sure it makes her feel alive. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I believe she's maybe Colorado, something like that. I know she drives a big monster truck, and she's always in the snow when she's home. But her quest is to climb big fucking unclimbable mountains. That's her jam, and
that's incredible.
She's tried.
She climbed that mountain.
I know she could if she wanted to.
Keep climbing.
But yeah, pretty amazing individual.
They did you ever see The Alpinist?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie's good at
Dude, yeah, this dude told me, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch the show. I watched it twice. And he tells me, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta watch this fucking thing. I'm watching it, and I go, bro, he dies? You're like, he goes, who died?
No, it's
who died?
not how it happened.
I said, bro, did you fucking watch it?
Not how it happened. He got the first part right, but I said this guy is even a better climber to date than what's his name?
Alex Honnold.
Alex Honnold, because I've always been an Alex Honnold fan, and he's like, well, not anymore. I said, what do you mean? He goes, because he died, and I just went silent, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he died because I fell asleep before the very end of it
Twice.
Yeah, I did.
It's old people problem.
So he died in an avalanche on a mountain that wasn't. Listen, everything he climbed was hard, but the mountain he died on wasn't that hard in comparison to all the shit he's climbed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I have a theory.
Oh, here we go.
He's
still alive.
You think he faked it?
He didn't want to be. He didn't like the limelight. He didn't like all the attention. He didn't. He climbed because he loved it. Remember?
True.
He was just like a free spirit.
I think
dude.
almost
he might have been like no, but honestly, I do think he died. But I'm joking.
I do too.
Because so he had someone with him, and they're both gone.
They found the ropes.
Yeah.
They took a helicopter up. They got a weather window like a week later. So even if they'd survived, they were out there for like a week, right? And they saw the ropes buried in an avalanche, so they assumed that they were probably. And he normally free climbed. He didn't have a rope, but in this one, I guess they were on the descent. They were coming down.
Yeah.
But remarkable dude. But I think most of those guys that love nature like that, right? None of them want to be the center of attention. They don't like that movie shit. He didn't.
No.
Mark, what was his name? Mark. Fuck, I can't think of it. But anyway, they don't like.
Another climber.
They don't like.
Alpinist guy.
Oh, yeah.
It had like 3 names, like French Canadian name or something. I forget. But anyway, they don't like to be the center of attention. They don't want to be. They don't want. But they have to fund these things that they love to do. So I'm sure he saw it as a way, and he did during the movie. Ghost him at one point. Remember? Like we can't find this guy.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of the fucking documentary, and they finally
they caught him. He was.
And I'm sure they said, "Look, we'll pay you. We'll fund your next 6 outings if you let us finish this movie." You know. And interesting guy. But I would guess. So for every guy you've heard about, right, that's done something like that, like the Alex Honnolds and all that, how many are out there that do amazing, crazy shit that you never heard their name? That don't want the spotlight.
He was there. When we were in just Mount Zion, Utah. People were just free soloing the faces.
Were they?
Oh yeah.
Free soloing it.
Free soloing. And you're driving through.
Free soloing is no lines at all.
No lines.
Wow.
And then there was people with lines.
Yeah.
You know, depending on the face.
That's free climbing, right?
Free climbing. Whatever.
But you're using lines, but you're not always like you're not using the rappel line.
No.
You're hooking and unhooking. Yeah.
I saw Rogan tell a story about Alex Honnold on his podcast, so I'm just regurgitating what he said, but he forgot his chalk bag on one of his climbs, and he caught up to some climbers with ropes and said, "Hey, can I get a little of that chalk?" And then just continue to blow right past him.
Yeah, they said they gave it to him.
That's what I'm saying. He said, "Can I get some of that chalk?" And they gave him. He used their chalk, and then
he said, "I'll leave the bag up at the top."
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're free solo climb, how can you? Can I get your chalk?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you hold on one hand.
Get your chalk.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. The guy showing how he's like it's a surface tension is how you really you know what I mean? You want to put as much surface tension on the rock,
right.
You know. Yeah. Stemming.
Yeah, but you got to have a special finger strength and grip.
Oh yeah. Well, to get to that point, he's at. Yeah.
There's another documentary about a team. I forget the name of it, forgive me, but they were trying to do a face, not the north wall, one of the faces that had never been climbed, and they're doing it with ropes, but never been climbed, and there's a section of it, like right in the middle, like right in the midpoint, that is like flat. It's just flat. They called it the paper or something like that. It was just so flat. There was nothing to put your fingers on. So literally they have to jump. I mean, this guy had lost a finger in a prior. So instead of having 5, I guess technically you only hold on with 4, right? So he had 3, right? I guess you can hold certain things.
If he lost his thumb,
you want every single digit you can.
This dude did it first ever. And it took him years, literally years, to do this, but he did it.
But how, like, so
missing a finger.
Okay, but he did years. Like he tried it a bunch of times, never got it done. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. And the last time they literally were up there for a summer, like just camped out, right, and just at this whatever elevation, like 3,000 feet or something.
And
they're up
trying
there,
all
and they tried, and then the other guy had to do it because they had to do it as a team, and the other guy got it done too. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know where it is?
Somewhere out in Yosemite, somewhere, one of those walls.
No, Capitan.
No, all the pretty much the major walls have been done, but then they find different routes on the wall, and this was like one that had never, because of that one bottleneck point or whatever they call it, that hadn't been done. Nobody could figure out how to get past.
It's crazy. I don't know if it's Alex Honnold's one or the Alpinist one documentary I watched, where they were like, "Yeah, we went up halfway and just wasn't feeling it, so I went back down." Like, how do you get back down? You know what I mean? Like, that's got to be just as crazy as going up.
I think you cheat on the way down, right? They don't. The down doesn't really count. You can use ropes and shit on that. On the up,
no, they don't have anything with them.
There's some places where there's an incline.
When what's his name died,
and they just climbed.
He had ropes. They were coming down with ropes
because he was
probably using other people's ropes.
No, he was using ropes.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
okay.
he wasn't free climbing, free solo.
Some places they have you climb the face of it, and then you just
you walk just hike down.
Hike down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for me, I'm not kind of, you know what I mean? It's not my thing.
To me,
I don't get off on climbing.
No.
I
would hike up.
I think it's great.
You got canyoneering is dope though. That's cool.
I find that amazingly intriguing and interesting, that climbing aspect, whether you're using ropes, whether you're not using ropes. To me, it's just, but I can never do it. I'm terrified of heights, bro. I couldn't get 10 feet off the ground.
But when I did the canyoneering with the kids, we did climb a little bit, and like, dude, we're literally on the face of like I mean, it was a mountain. We're at fucking Zion. But I mean, dude, we're 30, 40 feet, 50 feet off the ground. And I got my whole family on that thing.
You got V with you.
And we were hooked on lines, and this guy had it all good. But dude, my heart was in my throat the whole time. I'm screaming at my kids, don't mess around. You know what I mean, dude?
I did that with my kids.
V scaling from fucking right.
Yeah, dude, wild.
Because they don't get it. Kids. When I was a kid,
mistakes. I kept telling them. I didn't think there's no mistakes up here. Exactly. There's no oops.
Yep. Yeah. And when your kids are fearless, like yours are and like mine are, they don't care. I don't have a knee hugger kid, neither do you. I don't have one of those kids like, Daddy, this is both of my kids are like, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
it's great.
I watched the movie. Can't think of the name of it. Wasn't that good? But the premise. Here's the premise. The wife is cheating on the husband, right? He finds out about it. He knows about it. And then the guy that she's having the affair with shows back up.
Does a bear chase him?
She kills him.
Oh, she kills him
by accident.
She kills the guy she's cheating on him.
Yeah.
Not the husband.
Not the husband.
She kills the side piece.
And then she calls the husband, tells him what happens, and he helps her get rid of the body so she doesn't go to. Your wife's cheating on you. She kills her lover.
Stand-up guy.
Do you guys help your wife bury?
Hate love.
There's a twist at the end.
Fuck yeah.
There's a twist at the end where the husband is a fucking sociopath and is like a kid toucher, and so the husband's a dirtbag in the end. Actually, the wife was not a bad person. She didn't actually kill him.
The spin would be if she got him locked up.
But I'm saying, just hypothetically, your wife. How long you been with Renee? 20 years. She's having an affair. She kills her fucking lover in your house, and says, "Oh my God, I fucked up. You gotta help me bury this guy, or I'm going to jail for the rest of my life."
I'm recording that conversation and sending it to the police.
You are?
Hell yeah! Fuck you, bitch.
I tend to agree with you, but I had to ask. It was an interesting premise. You?
Yeah, what do you mean you tend to agree? Hold on. You
I think I would. Yeah, well, no, I agree. I would be like, "Oh, fuck you." You know what I mean? You're not loyal. You want me to be loyal? You weren't loyal.
I'd bury him.
Yeah.
What?
You bury him?
Bury him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you could demand anal any time after
no
that.
way,
ever.
bro.
No, not even a head. Like I have anything over your head.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
What? So you're just okay with it? You're just okay with it?
I'm gone.
Oh, but you're saying
That's
okay.
your last gift of
it.
like
Okay.
kindness,
Back
and
to
you're
that
like,
love
fuck
hate.
you.
Back to that love hate.
Good for you, man. You're a way better man
If
than
you
me.
have kids, we're talking family, the whole nine, right?
Family.
Not just girlfriend.
Nope, family.
No, we're talking.
Oh, I mean,
They had a family. They had a
Kids,
son. They had a
right?
son.
nah, but like, kids, we're gonna go visit your mom today up in at the penitentiary.
But then again, it's got to be something where are you going to get caught with this? Because if you get caught with one parent's going to jail, not both.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to be confident you're going to get away. Obviously, it's a movie. Movie premises are always out
right.
there.
They get away with it.
Well,
They get it
no.
100%?
The husband turns out to be a fucking wacko motherfucker that goes down.
I'm saying
there,
in our cases, we get away with it.
yeah,
Burying
yeah.
that fucking guy.
Yeah, this is just a call of
Dude,
loyalty.
Burying him.
What? I don't get it.
Why don't you get it?
You're gonna send Renee to Sing man, and fucking let her do 40 years of Sing.
Yo,
The woman who was
Yes.
loyal to you for 20 years.
yes, that's what I'm
She
saying.
gave you
Bye,
3
Nay.
children.
Did me dirty, bro.
Bye, Nay. Randy Clink. Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong either way, right?
I tend to agree with Frankie. I'm kind of a loyalty guy, so I'm like, listen, you want me to risk fucking everything for you that fucking was fucking around on me?
Yeah, no way, dude.
Fuck you. I'm a loyalty guy.
Why are you looking at me like that?
What?
You're like, yeah.
Because I just lost some respect for you, Mark.
Impossible.
Andrew, you?
What?
You sending your old lady to Sing, or you burying bodies?
Come on.
Probably going away.
She's going,
Come on, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Because then she's going to rat me out.
Yeah.
Blame it on me.
She'll be like, oh, he killed his kid. He found us found me with my lover and he killed him. Imagine that. Imagine that. That's how it would go down. You know that.
Well, that's what I said. Guaranteeing that nobody gets caught. That's what I said. Right? If it's a movie. What was the one? Unfaithful? You ever see that with Diane Lane?
Oh, yeah,
I think
and
was in it.
Harrison Ford,
Harrison
right?
Ford.
Yeah. Oh,
Was it Harrison Ford? And then it was that like Italian dude.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's having an affair?
Harrison Ford, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
no,
he-
no.
Was it Harrison Ford?
Pretty Woman. Who's
Richard Gere. Richard Gere, yeah. And he blasts the dude, hits the dude with the snow globe.
Snow globe.
Yeah.
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 Damn right.
All right. So what if the roles were reversed? Would you want your lady burying the body with you? Or fuck it, turn me in. Turn me in.
Oh, I mean, if the roles are reversed, I'm going to want best case scenario. But loyalty's not that big a deal. Like, come on.
Can we sleep with the dead body first? No.
One last time together.
What's the one where shit, I got it on the tip of my tongue, but where he's got his chick and they're like out at this house in the middle of nowhere. It's like, he owns this house in the middle of the countryside, and he handcuffs her to the bed, and he's like in a sexual act. Then he has a heart attack and dies, and she's handcuffed to this fucking bed and has no idea, like she can't free herself, and it's like she can't call anybody, she can't get to a cell phone, and then like a wolf comes in the house because the doors are all wide open in the middle of the night.
This is
like,
the dumbest movie ever.
no, it's not. It's not. What the hell is the name of it?
Right to Blockbuster.
It's a pretty good movie. What is it? Do you remember the name of it?
For Little Red Riding Hood.
I think she dreamed it though. It was a dream that the wolf came in. It didn't actually happen in reality because she's like she has nothing to drink. She has nothing. So she's like she's like fucking hallucinating, and it was pretty something game.
So let's end it for us. What happened?
I can't remember how it ended. Honestly, I can't remember how it
You
ended.
should just watch it again. It's like watching over all brand new again. Dude, I swear I watch movies and I'm like, I don't remember. I know I saw it, but I don't remember it all. So it's brand new. It's good.
What was the last one you saw?
It's the last movie I saw. I watched Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
The new one?
The new one.
What'd you think?
It was okay.
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
Nah, it wasn't. I mean, it was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Yeah, that
It
kind
was
of
like a filler movie almost. Had to happen.
Gerald's Game.
Gerald's Game.
Well, Gerald's
heard
Game.
Right. to
2017.
Yeah.
Gerald's Game. Watch it. It's actually a pretty good movie. It's a crazy concept. Think about that. Imagine fucking completely helpless as a
You ever
woman.
see The Game? That's what I was thinking about earlier with
With
the bear.
Michael-
Anthony Hopkins. and Baldwin.
No, but they're hunting people.
They're getting hunted by the bear.
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that. I have seen that. Yeah.
Wait, Anthony Hopkins
You're talking about the one where they take the bums and hunt them.
Alec Baldwin, right? Yeah.
And a dude from what was that HBO, the prison one? Oz. The black dude with the dreads. He was always
out of BC.
He was like the narrator.
Oh yeah.
What was the one back in the day where they hunted? He was like a bum that got off like a New York City street and took him. Was it Ice-T? Ice-T or Ice Cube? Ice-T.
That was not the game.
I think it was Ice.
It was something else.
Ice-T,
like
I believe.
Yeah, it was.
And they hunted him.
It was a good concept.
They had the heads on the shelf.
Yeah.
That was good.
Good movies.
Yes,
The
sir.
classics. What are the 80s? What was probably the best decade of movies?
90s.
By far.
I don't know.
By far.
90s definitely.
When was like Breakfast Club, Stand By Me?
80s.
80s then.
But
80s.
80s could be
Forrest
close.
Gump.
E.T.
80s.
80s, yeah.
Yeah.
You had Forrest Gump. Shawshank
That's
Redemption.
90s. That's 90s.
Those are all the same. Like I think
They're not good anymore.
Jurassic Park.
CGI ruined a lot of shit. Bad CGI, especially.
Bad CGI. I think that's why 90s was good because it wasn't like over the top CGI. It was kind of like just getting started.
Right.
You know,
When I watched Jurassic Park, I was like, oh my god, these are fucking real dinosaurs. They got real dinosaurs on TV. Now you watch it, you're like, what the fuck is up with that thing?
Yeah. So many movies. Have you done that with any movies? I remember being a little kid, staying at my friend Todd's house. I grew up in Maine, so don't make fun, but Todd lived in a trailer. And little tiny, you know what I mean? And his parents let us watch Silver Bullet, which if you watch it now, there's nothing about that would scare you in any way.
That was Corey Feldman.
Yeah. But I was scared to fucking death.
Corey Haim, not Corey Feldman. Yeah.
Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right. But anyway, I was scared to fucking death, bro.
Wolves?
No, I was just scared to death to sleep on against the wall. Like I thought that. Remember in the scene where it comes through the fucking wall of the house in the end? I'm like, this fucking guy's gonna go through the fucking house. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to be like a little bitch in front of my friends, so I was like, all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro,
I was
what was the killer?
scared.
I think it was a Killer Clown. You ever see that?
Yeah.
No,
Space Clown. Killer Clowns from outer space. Yeah.
Like shit like that. Like I love those fucking movies.
Bro, honestly, the movie that scared me when I was a kid, because I was
Squad.
5 years old when I saw it, was Exorcist.
Oh, bro, that would scare anybody.
The hell out of me, bro.
That would
Scare the
scare
hell out of
anybody.
Fuck me. Oh my god.
Green vomit, head
That was one
turning
of the
around.
originals where it was like based on a true story.
If you Google to this
That's
day,
why. 'Cause I was like, yo, this could happen. This could happen.
if you Google today scariest movie of all time, it's always Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Always shows up.
Yeah.
Always.
New Jersey,
Yep.
right?
Was it? I didn't know
There's
that.
a house in New Jersey.
The one filmed right downtown. There was
Maybe
one
they filmed
film.
it.
There was
House
one
wasn't-
filmed right downtown
something
in Toms River. Amityville Horror was filmed
That's what I'm thinking.
right downtown. Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's true story.
thinking.
But not
based
Tom's
on-
River, though. It was in
No,
Long
it didn't
Island house.
happen in Long Island, but it's
Yeah.
based on. It's about a young kid that wakes up in the middle of the night and
Amityville
hatchets his
Horror.
entire. No, shoots. I believe shoots with a shotgun. Shoots entire his sister's dad, mother. Doesn't he shoot him with a shotgun?
Jeez.
Thought it was a hatchet, but I believe it was he shot them all. But anyway,
I hope it was a hatchet.
they did. Yeah, it would be a better story if it was a hatchet. But they did. They
Let's go with the hatchet.
they rented a house down. It's still there. The house is still there. It doesn't look anything like the house in the movie, but Pet Cemetery House is filmed right by me in Maine.
Another one.
Another one. Look, I'm a fan of him. You cannot take anything away from his work, but he's the most outspoken liberal.
I don't want to talk about it. His
Ever.
books are amazing, though.
I know. I can't stand him as a person, but as a
I've read a lot of his
creator, he's fucking.
You read a lot of
amazing.
his books?
He is
or no?
amazing.
I can't read.
You watch a lot of his books.
I mean, I'll stare at it, but it just doesn't. Nothing connects.
Is it him? Is it him tweeting? Is it him?
It
Doing,
is him. I believe.
Right?
I do believe.
I don't know if I believe a lot of these accounts. If it's actually the person doing.
I believe it is him, but he's got a great story. Grew up dirt poor. I think he had like 7 siblings. Literally, the house he grew up in had a dirt floor. Like, I love the man. The man used his brain and his creativity to become somebody, and then he just becomes this flaming. I'm like, fucking this motherfucker. I don't want to watch anything of his
Fucking man,
again.
bro.
You know.
Yeah.
I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Go
Let's wrap it.
Want to wrap?
Let's wrap it.
All right,
Good
boys.
time, boys.
Great
Hey,
time.
Marky, always a pleasure, my
You guys are
man.
the best.
Marky Lee in the house.
Find and follow us on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and most other podcast platforms.
Let's go.